What's up, everybody? What's going on, honey? What is up? What is up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, ladies. What's going on? How are you? How is everybody doing? I know I'm doing pretty good, especially after that interview we just had. How are you ladies doing?
Mighty fine, mighty fine. That was
Good,
a good
good,
interview.
good.
I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking, Jamie.
Of course, of course, of course. Yes, I see Necey asked everybody to rate that interview. I see everybody's giving it a 10. So we definitely appreciate you all and thank you all for the congratulations on hitting 20K. Shout out to Necey because she also hit 10K not too long ago. So the girls over here are growing and definitely glowing. Hear what I say. Okay. So yes, everybody come on in, come on in. We about to go ahead and get this thing started. And you already know how we about to start it off. We about to start it off with a little bit of TV talk. So let's do that. Every time I hear that beat, I be want to sea walk. Like I don't know why Snoop Dogg kind of come to my head a little bit.
Okay.
Like, but anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and talk about the singles of Ready to Love. Let's go ahead and get into them. We got some new people on the show this particular episode. We ended up getting Eric, and we also got a woman by the name of AP. Now, Daikia actually ended up going out on a date with Eric. And I thought that the date went great. I like the chemistry between both of them. Of course, we need to see him mingle with the other ladies to see what he really giving. But I thought it was interesting that she opened up and let us know that she actually had, I believe it was cervical cancer when she was at the age of 30, I believe. So they caught it early. So she's in a much better place now. So that's great to hear. Clifton. Well, first of all, let me hear you guys' thoughts about the date that Miss Daikia had with Eric. Were y'all enjoying the vibe? Because I know I like them.
I did. I was feeling it. I thought it was great.
It was
Super
cute. But it was like, she like, you don't meet nobody else. I'm like, no, let him meet at least one other person before you like get your claws in them. But it was a vibe between them the whole time. He's cute. The beard, another bald-headed beard man, but whatever. But he's cute. He seems nice.
Yes, I like the fact that they both connected on that engineering thing.
Oh yeah, they did.
I think they had a lot of.
Oh, go ahead, Necey.
I think they had a lot of commonalities, but I couldn't tell if he was just trying to get in where he fit in. I need to give him a little bit more time.
Okay. I can see that. I actually like that he was getting to know some of the other ladies as well, and he didn't just hook line in on somebody. Seems like he was going around getting to know Ace as well as, who was it, Joy? But Joy, I was like, Joy, girl, not you talking about something you like his energy, you want to give him your IG or something like that. I feel like in that moment she was trying to grow her following or something, since she's a singer. But okay, Miss Joy.
Oh yeah, she is a singer.
Can't trust y'all on this show.
You can't trust none of them on the show?
No, because they always there for clout, not for love. Y'all ready for clout? And listen, everybody likes, anything. We love clout. Everybody like a little clout. But not when you supposed to be here for love.
I did, but it seems like he's undercover.
I didn't get that vibe from him.
I didn't either. Okay,
so the person that said that, I want you to ask yourself some questions about the type of man you're attracted to. Because see, a lot of the black girls, y'all like overly niggerish men. And whenever y'all see somebody,
not overly.
I said it. When y'all see somebody that's not giving y'all overly niggerish, y'all see it as some form of homosexuality. And I get that, but I need you to just ask yourself that question, because maybe it's you and not him. Just a thought.
Maybe. Okay.
I mean, I knew somebody was gonna say that though.
You did? So you thought
it? Yeah, just because he's a. No, I didn't think it, but I knew somebody was gonna say it because he's a preacher's kid.
Oh.
And that's how I was looking at Cornelius last season. But he wasn't giving Cornelius or nothing like that. I just thought somebody was gonna say that.
Yeah.
If we see an old up picture of him on his wall, then we'll have another conversation.
I'm not dealing with
embarrassing, baby. What about Clifton and that date he had with AP? Because I just felt like Clifton and AP, not compatible. I knew it the moment she was walking up. Y'all know AP is a widow and she also has 2 children. He has 2 children too, but I feel like his kids were much younger than hers. She's a vegan, whereas he's not, clearly. And I didn't. She can't. I can't explain how she came off. Y'all, I keep thinking stick in the mud, but that's not the term I'm really looking for.
That's the way she was walking in them heels.
Okay, is that what maybe I was
Bitch, did you have gum on the bottom of your shoes? What was going on?
She was not interested. You could tell by the way. I don't know. The vibes I was getting was like, this is so random. But you ever see like 2 parents at a social gathering that both of their kids is a part of something and they just converse with each other for the sake of conversing and be like, yeah, my kid played this, my kid. The conversation was given that. It was so dry. But did y'all peep how Clifton said that he had a 17-year-old, a 3-year-old, and had been divorced not once but twice?
Oh yes, I caught that. I thought they were younger.
That was
yeah,
new.
one was 17.
Listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all.
That might be fresh.
I feel like you could tell by Clifton's eyebrows that he's not to be trusted.
I can't.
They too black and smooth. Yeah, they too black and smooth.
Child.
His voice too smooth. Well, I said before, he seemed like he's like a smooth, like he seemed nice and genuine. However, he also seemed like he could be for the bullshit. I feel like the fact that he hasn't mentioned, well, as we've seen, he hasn't mentioned at all. He's twice divorced with a 3-year-old and also 17-year-old. That's just weird to me. I wish he would have explained more. Like, when did you get divorced? Like, was it recently? Was it 4 years ago? Like, is the other wife the mama to the third? It's like, I needed more information. So I feel like he's also flying under the radar of, we don't really know you. Because I didn't think he had been married before. So to me, that was weird. I was like, oh, okay.
Gotcha. What are y'all thoughts about Sabrina and Paul? Paul, she don't let that man know that she ain't interested. You don't like Paul?
I sat here. I said,
I
who
can't
is
stand
that?
Paul. I can't stand Paul. And I feel like Sabrina has not been around enough. They've really been focusing on Joy, Joy, Clifton, Dakia, but not really on her. And I thought Sabrina would be like more with the guys, liking her, whatever. But I'm like, they don't talk about her. So I was confused. I'm like, why is she meeting up with, of all people, Paul? I was confused. I'm like, y'all don't even vibe. And when she said, well, I just feel like you're like a mentor, like a friend.
Mentor,
and he was like,
took me out.
I'm gonna tell you, she was right though. I think she was absolutely right in everything she said, and I also feel like she was being light on him because I think what we noticed throughout the episode is he likes to tell people what to do. And I think that you want a young person, you want to be with a woman who's younger or a woman that's going to allow you to lead, because in real life, you probably don't feel that you are that impressive or that accomplished. So you want to act as if you know shit when you don't. So for instance, you knew something about bowling, but in almost every scene, it felt like you were trying to teach another adult something. And I just feel like that's the way men feel when they want to control somebody versus getting with a partner that is already an adult and you don't feel the need to try to father them, because that's what he was going to try to do to Sabrina. Everything was going to be, that's all of that pushing you. He even said it like, oh, I want to push you to be better. It's like, nigga, you're not my daddy. I'm an adult. I don't need you to push me to be better. Now, at the end of the day, when you with somebody that's good for you, y'all should encourage each other to be better. But the idea that you are in some superior role in the relationship, therefore needing to constantly teach somebody something, no grown ass woman wants to deal with that. For real, for real. That's why I was looking at Precious like, okay, how, girl? You single.
Pick me.
Very pick me. Because I was like, girl, really? You want somebody to teach you? Girl, you look like you don't want nobody telling you what to do no time ever. So I don't know what you're talking about.
She needs somebody to tell her what to do about the bang. The bang.
No, that is a sideways wig. She just put her wig to the side. That's a sideways. No part right here. It doesn't happen. Sideways wig.
Only part I seen like that was Arion's. That come from here to over this side.
You so
That's
right.
At least
sideways
hers
wig
was slicked
too.
down.
But she a sad piece, so
She's
sideways
telling,
wig, sad piece.
but
She's
she's
sad
telling
all
her
over the place.
age. She is on the side, but she's telling her age though. Bitch, you grew up in the Aaliyah age, bitch. That's the old nasty Aaliyah, the part all the way over here, so I can slick it over
Nuh-uh.
one
Aaliyah will have it
It
eye.
like
was
she'll have it like right here. Like right here is fine. That's the sad part.
In the corner.
She don't
Side
have
shit,
enough
them
head.
pressures
That's
be
what
all
it is.
over
She
here.
think that's she be like on
was
a like a
giving
wig, but it be her
MySpace,
hair.
Tumblr, emo depression.
Yeah, it's weird.
With that
Oh,
bang.
It's by her ear.
But
It's weird.
Sabrina and Paul, yeah, he was giving very much creepy fatherly vibes, and I agree with everything Bondy said. You know how you put people in a role of superiority. You know how you go to the grocery store and managers be taking their job too fucking seriously, and you know they ain't got
Yes.
shit going. That's what
Yes.
Paul be giving. Paul seem like he ain't got shit going. He taking his manager role way too serious. So I'm glad
Hilarious.
Sabrina said what she
Which
had
is
to say.
yes, she said something specific. What did she say? Oh my God.
Who, Sabrina?
I'm mad. I lost it that quick, but she said something specific to let you know that that's how she saw him. You know, about that constantly needing to push and be in control
Yes,
of shit.
I was gonna say that. Yep.
Well,
She
she said, "I
talked
don't
about
want
how she feel
somebody
like he
that's-"
gonna push her too hard because of how he is as an entrepreneur, which is why I felt like she was laying him down
Not
kinda
connecting.
softly.
That's
what
what
it was,
she
not
said.
connecting.
She was like, it wasn't what she said to him. It was what she said to the lady later on, that what he was saying wasn't connecting with the energy that she was getting.
She was
Meaning, I'm getting bum energy, even though you talking all of this shit.
Which is why I could see that, because you mentioned earlier about her not keeping it real about how she really felt about him. I feel like she was using that as an excuse, like, oh, I feel like he's gonna push me too hard. I'm like, that don't even make no sense. If you're not interested, just say that. She was just trying to come up with a delicate way to let him down, and boy, was he let the hell down. Let down. Hilarious. I also thought it was interesting we saw Sabrina more, because remember last week's episode they said that she don't really return phone calls and stuff, so now we got to see her more on camera going on all these dates. But I wanted to get y'all thoughts on Sabrina sitting down on that bus with Wiley and feeling as though Demetrius wasn't fighting for her. I was kind of confused, like, why are you not at least engaging in the conversation? But I also felt like, girl, you could have hopped back there and started talking to him. You didn't have to sit there with Wiley. Why he got to chase you?
But I thought it was a dumb date. I feel like,
point.
why go on a date on the bus? Y'all can't talk. It's like you picked a date that no one can really talk on because y'all riding around the city pointing to the stuff or whatever, and no one can really sit next to each other and talk. It's like it's only 2 seats. I felt like that's your fault. Why didn't you sit in between the 2 men on the back seat and then have AP seat next to you ever? I feel like both AP and Sabrina didn't like do the right seat.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I blame them. I blame them because it seemed like Demetrius got on first. So it would have made sense if he got on first and you wanted to talk to him for you to go and sit next to him. AP, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know why he all the way in the back of the bus. Bitch, what are you talking about? I got on the bus first. Come sit next to me.
But they walked up together. I'm like, if y'all walked up together, why didn't y'all also walk on the bus together? If you knew that you wanted, if I want to talk to him, when I see him go, let me go. Let me get to him before Sabrina do, because that's how I want to talk to. So I'm like, and now you saying Wiley is too young, and someone said they think they age shaming him, and I do kind of agree. I think every season is a young person. This season it just happens to be a young guy, not a young girl. So I'm like, the same way the younger woman has dated, the older men or whatever. Let this man get him a cougar because he seemed nice, but people keep kind of like, oh, he young. It's like, yeah, but he may still be a good guy. So that's what I'm single.
I agree. 100%, Jay Lee. I said the same thing. They try to switch it up because usually I'm complaining saying the men are about 50 and you get some young girl that's 32. But now we got the 32-year-old man, and it's unfortunate because it seems as though they like flip the scale too hardcore for me. The only other young lady on the show that's not 40 is Sabrina, and it don't seem like Sabrina and Wiley is. I've never even seen them talk.
It was something else I was going to say about. Oh, I just hated how AP kind of treated. I forgot the guy. Who was she? I forgot who she was talking to. What's his name?
It was Wiley. She was being real short with Wiley.
So who was
real
Sabrina
short with Wiley?
chatting with?
Troy.
Oh yes, it was Tori.
name
That's
Tori.
right,
Oh, Tori.
Tori.
Oh,
She
I
was
thought it was
talking to
Troy.
Tori. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I didn't like how she was coming off to Wiley, like real dry and stuff. I understood that she's a professor. That's like dating her student, but I mean, I don't know. She just thoroughly was not engaged, and he was really trying. So I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we see where Cornelius ended up going home. Was y'all surprised? The shock? I wasn't mad at it. Yeah,
Which one?
Send his
Oh,
ass
the new
home.
guy from last week.
Cornbread.
yeah,
When
cornbread.
he was up there painting his cat and his dead cat named Pimp and he pimped daddy, I was like, what the fuck are you talking? I'm like, why you paint a dead cat on the date with other people? I don't want to paint your dead cat. I don't want that energy,
Right.
sir. Get your dead cat away from me. So I feel like he was trying to be too friendly and not be romantic. And I'm like, you can't
Mm-hmm.
do that sometimes. I feel like the other, like when Eric was sitting down talking with Ace, it was like flirtatious conversation. But when he was talking to Joy, you talking about a dead cat, so that's not gonna make me really want to be like, you know what, let's go to dinner. Like, and I think about
Yeah.
dead cat. So it's weird that he never tried to like date anybody.
Yeah.
Honestly, he was being friendly and talking, but that was really it. So nobody care about you, sir. But have a nice time on the way home.
He wasn't. Then trying to critique folks. No, sir.
I was glad he went home because he did not want commitment. So that made me feel like I don't know what you are here for then, but you need to go. Because that's not what we're here for. We're not here for friendship. We're here for love. So if that's not what you're here for, you need to go. So I was glad that he left. And I was actually glad that he left before Paul, believe it or not, because I feel like at least Paul is actually interesting and interested in some of these women, even though they haven't figured out that he's a dog ass nigga just yet. All of them, some of them have, but not all of them. But still, I just felt like, Cornelius, you just seem like when he said that he wanted to have children, but he felt like the commitment scared him or gave him pause. I was like, boy, bye. Like, what is this? Like, why do you niggas always want to do things this backwards ass way? And I feel like it's one thing to do with Van Jones. I think that's what his name is, Van Jones, because I heard he's having a baby with one of his friends. They wanted to have kids. So that's one thing. But when you are trying to woo a woman under the guise of being in a romantic relationship with her so you can get her pregnant so that you can then leave her to be a single mother, like, no, nigga, nobody's signing up for that. And you sound crazy. Like, Black women don't even, agree to those types of arrangements, like talking about it, because we don't want to be raising a child with a nigga that we don't, really love like that. So that's, few and far in between for the Black women that would do something like that. So I was just looking at him like, I don't know why you're here, but you need to go. So
For
yeah,
sure.
bye.
Definitely.
Yeah, for me, he kept projecting. I hated when he projected on Tiffany. When Tiffany said she wanted a husband last episode, and he projected on Dakia this episode when he said the commitment scared him. I was like, why are you here? Then what was odd was whenever we first met him, he said that he's been close to marriage before. So I want to know, like, what's this big 180? What's the big flip? Because now you seem like you trying to find some sister wives or something with the vibes he giving.
Right. I think Paul gonna go home soon as I switch and think about Paul, because I'm thinking about when he sat down with Precious and he kind of talked about how he wasn't gonna change himself or whatever. But then at the end said that he was gonna open up a bit more. I don't know. I feel like Paul gonna be the next man to probably go ahead and skedaddle. But we shall see. Anything else on Ready to Love? We all good. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get into a ladies who list Atlanta. We got to go ahead and talk about Miss. Should we talk about the interview real quick?
I think we should.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good interview. I want to see what the comments are saying. How do you guys feel about the interview?
Yeah, let us know.
Right.
Please get to tappity tapping, typing. We
What y'all
definitely
think?
enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. It was giving more than what I was expecting it to give.
I
So
thoroughly
shout out to
enjoyed
Robin.
it. Yes, and if y'all, because I was in some of the live, so some of the premiere, so I saw you guys in the comments, and a lot of you were saying like you really connected with her, and I just would love if y'all would go and tell her how much y'all love the interview and how much y'all enjoyed her and how much y'all connected with her. Because I think it's important that she knows that her honesty really transcended in a way, and it's very appreciated. Like, we are very appreciative of the honesty that she gave us in this interview, because people normally don't want to open up and they don't want to be honest, and she was. And I think that it really, you know, I feel like for us, we felt so good after the interview, and like, you know, the next day after, like, you were just feeling all good and shit from even exchanging energy with her. So y'all go and show Robin some love on Instagram and let her know that y'all really enjoy the interview.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I enjoyed the interview. I felt like it was having a conversation with somebody you had already known. She felt seen. I felt the scene. We talked about some real stuff. So if y'all ain't seen the interview, go ahead and check that out. But yeah, it was good. It was a vibe.
I enjoyed it from the bed. I was like, okay. See a little stuff on the inside.
Listen.
It was good.
Her Instagram. It's I think it's Robin Sells Atlanta. Yeah, spelled how that sounds. Robin, Robin Sells
SELL.
Yes, Atlanta.
Thank you guys so much. So much.
Yes. It felt really good.
Pure. Yes, it was.
Yes, I love the authenticity. Thank you guys. Thank you. We're glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. So let's go ahead and get more into the show, because Robin did have that sit down with Crystal, even though it seemed like she didn't really want to have that sit down with Crystal at Kiana's event. But they had the conversation, and it seems like Crystal was expecting an apology from Robin that Robin was not willing to necessarily give her, because she felt that she was owed an apology. I think they both could have apologized for any, you know, contribution that they gave to that moment. What are you ladies' thoughts about the sit down with Robin and Crystal? Do you think that she should have apologized?
Say you think they both could have apologized?
Yeah, I think they both could have apologized to each other.
I didn't think so.
When it comes to when it comes to the tap, I'm like, yeah, she could have apologized for that. Y'all don't think so?
She could have, but honestly, I've seen enough for there to be no further conversation. Like, that's the only reason why I feel like technically, yeah, they both could have apologized, but for me, shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. That was enough for me to be like, no, I don't even want them having any discussion. And for them to, you know, kiss and make up like they always do, I was like, I
just felt like she gave an apology to Kira over Instagram. It's like, what you apologize about Instagram though? So I feel like if you could have did that, you could have just been like, my bad.
Because it shows she just wanted to be right.
I think because Crystal and Robin have more of a background history with each other, they both felt like, well, because I know you should know that I'm upset, so you owe me the apology. But I feel like Crystal came off like, well, you were wrong. And because you were wrong and I'm right, you should have came to me. You should not have blocked me. And I think that's the reason Robin was like, girl, okay, whatever. Because she was over the whole situation. I still feel like Crystal was more wrong because of the initial situation at the little get together, whatever. But I'm like, you can't come here like, well, you should be happy to see me. Where's my apology? It's like, no, take your own fault first, which could have then made Robin feel like, okay, because she's acknowledging what she did wrong, let me say, okay, maybe I shouldn't have you. Okay, maybe I should have, you know, called you or not blocked you. But because Crystal came off like, you should be happy I'm talking to you, Robin was like, well, bitch, I don't care. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So I think Robin just over it. Yeah.
She kept trying to gaslight too. She kept trying to act like the status of the friendship was in Robin's hands. And if Robin didn't want to continue the conversation, they would be done because Robin said that. She kept trying to make her feel bad and make it seem like other people added to the commotion. You were the commotion, Crystal.
I don't like Crystal because our name is spelled. I don't like the spelling.
Not because of not the name.
Yeah. I feel like Crystal should have apologized to Robin for sure. And I do feel like Jami feels, yeah, she could have apologized for the hand situation. But at the same time, if you don't want to apologize because you're not sorry, don't apologize. And I feel like the whole conversation was Crystal gaslighting Robin. Like, you really gonna sit up here and say, can we talk about me for a second?
Mhm.
For a second, Rob? For a second. And then when she says, okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. You want to keep being the victim in the moment instead of saying what you have to say, because you know you don't have shit to say. And they're talking about, oh, and you're being nicer, or you're caring more about people who you got into it with. And it's like, no, she didn't get into it with Tiffany or Tiana. She's not more forgiving of Kira or Kiana than she is of you. And the truth of the matter is, you're deflecting because this is what you did. Okay? She lied on Robin multiple times to multiple different people, to her
I
therapist,
didn't know
to
Kiana
her
was
daddy.
coming with that. Then you
Like,
gonna
you
lie,
knew.
like you and Kiana didn't plot in the kitchen.
Come
Ooh,
on
help
now.
me.
Come on now. Y'all had a whole
Be
conversation.
honest, Kiana. Be honest, Bondy.
Okay,
That's how
be
I'm gonna
honest.
start talking.
I
Be
didn't know
honest,
that she said it
Kiana.
in the movie. No, you knew. You already knew. It was on camera. You know you're on camera, right?
A whole
When
travesty.
you on camera, know you on camera. Whatever you say, we'll play. And so I'm like, girl, I mean,
Right.
don't be stupid.
Look, what was y'all thoughts on Crystal actually talking to Robin, trying to convince her to come to the poly party? I was sitting up here like, Robin, you better not even try to agree to some mess like that. And I feel like Robin told her the same thing Kira was saying. Like, girl, that's not what you want. Why would you go and do
If
that?
you need someone to come with you for you to go, you don't want to go. Because if my thing is I like this man enough to where I want to be with him, then I'm gonna go and not care what anybody else say. She's still looking for someone to validate her wanting to fuck that man who's fucking that lady who's fucking that man. And because no one is giving her that, she's gonna go from person to person to see who will say, I'll go with you. It's okay to fuck that man who fucking that lady who fucking that man who's also fucking that lady. Because I'm sure the husband fucking somebody else too, who fucking somebody else too, and she looks stupid.
Bondy, let me go before you because you got that
Go
microphone.
ahead.
I know I ain't gonna be able to follow
It
whatever you're
wasn't
gonna
gonna be
say.
long, but go ahead.
No, whatever you're gonna say, I ain't gonna be able to follow. So I'm gonna let you have the last. Let you have the last note. So, okay, y'all tell me. I get this vibe from Crystal. I feel like Crystal is trying to bring somebody to the poly party who she think is worth something, like sexually, so it could be a trade-off. Like, here, I've brought someone who looks good to the party so she can get more clout for being in the mix. And I feel like that's why she intentionally asked Kira first, and that's why she asked Robin next, because if it turned into something, she want to bring somebody who men would be impressed by. Like, oh, thanks for bringing her and adding her to the mix.
I'm gonna give Crystal a little defense here. I'm gonna give her a little defense. All the other ladies of the cast are married. No, girl, that ain't no good one. Cause girl, this a poly party. Let me scoot back. I'm gonna scoot back.
That lady married too. The man she wanna fuck, who he fucking got a husband. So it's somebody who's already married and it's in there.
Girl, I tried to defend her and realized I couldn't.
You tried and failed, but we love you anyway, honey, because you tried. But we love you.
I noticed that the insinuation that Robin would be more open to this because she's been in several relationships was a passive-aggressive slut shaming. I don't know if you clocked it, but I did. I recognize how meticulous and strategic Crystal is, but like I told y'all in that interview here on Jami ThatsMe's channel, of Us with Robin, she's crystal clear to me. And I can see all them insecurities and all of that nervousness all over her. So I don't know whatever anybody else sees, but I see it. And I feel like the fact that you, first of all, rely on Robin to get you dates. She may be beautiful, but she's bad-bodied. You might be upset about it. You might be upset about it, but it's the truth. And you can be pretty and have beautiful hair, but if you ain't got all of that, you might feel insecure. You see these hoes on K. Michelle's Killer Body doing the most.
Absolute most.
Like I said, she feels insecure maybe about that body. And that's why she wants to call on the girls with the body so that they can come through. Because as our girl Necey up here said, okay, if she brings in somebody that looks like Robin, who brings the boys to the yard, as Robin so eloquently put it, then she will get her cool points because she is a male identified pick-me. And that's why we don't really like her, because we don't like those. We notice them and we don't be liking them. And that's her, the one who's considering being in a poly relationship with a man who, as she said herself, she doesn't mind him sleeping with other women, but he would hate for her to sleep with other men, even though he would marry her. He would marry her at the drop of a hat. Okay, girl. But I'm gonna just say you slut shamed your friend in a confessional. I'm done.
That's why I let Bondy go first. Go last.
I'm trying to see how I'm gonna follow that up. Let's talk about the ranch. Okay, do we feel like Kiana was projecting? Because I definitely felt like she was projecting. And when I went back and kind of listened to the interview again with Robin, I'm listening because I wasn't really paying attention, but she was so right. She was having a separate conversation. It was an A and B. So Kiana didn't have to step in that. It was like she was literally standing on the side of Double Dutch, waiting to jump in, just waiting for her moment to pop in and say something to this woman. So I felt like she was projecting.
I was waiting on you to say, see your way out, like we was in middle school. You said it was an A and B, so see your way out.
It was, because it's like you heard them talking. You heard a full-fledged conversation between them two. So you hear her saying, like, Crystal felt Tiffany, So you know who they're talking about. So I think when Robin said, sometimes people who don't have kids don't get whatever, but they're talking about Crystal. So when Kiana got mad, I'm like, but they're not talking about you per se. Even though you are a person who don't have kids, it's still like, but read the room. We talking about somebody, and even though you give your opinion on how it made you feel, you can't make it seem as if she was speaking about you, and particularly so. Not let me and you argue. But I also feel like she was also doing that to try to defend Crystal, because I was mad, and as a no. You wanted to sing, and Robin thing was, but I was talking about Crystal. It's not about you. It's not always about you. But Kiana,
Robin even changed what she said. Robin even changed what she said. She was like, some people. She changed what she said and said some people. And Kiana still wanted to argue. And like I said, that brought me back to the first, argument they had. It doesn't matter what she says. You want to have a problem with her. So you're going to have a problem.
I also felt like she was trying to keep that same energy for Crystal, because she had to go there and represent the haters. And she had to hold true to the shit that she probably had talked in private. So she probably was waiting for a moment, as y'all said, to jump in and keep that same energy. So when the girls played it back, they would think she was a real one for keeping the same negative ass energy. And I think that's what happened.
It was a dumb point to fuss about. Because this is the thing. What Robin said, there's truth to it. There are some people who do not have children, who don't get the sacrifices parents have to make just in life. That doesn't mean that you not having children means I'm better than you, or my life is harder than yours. It just means there are things about my life that you don't know because you haven't experienced what I've experienced. And I think people in general have to get, sometimes a comment is not a diss to somebody else. It's just that group of people's fact. I don't know how it feels to have an 18-year-old son, going to college. So now I'm pissed because my kid gone away. Yeah, he's safe. So there's things that parents go through that we as people who do not have our own kids don't get. So I felt like if Kiana was more of a grown woman who wanted kids in real life, she would have got, there are some things I don't know because I ain't went through it yet. I may want to, but I haven't yet. But you want to fuss about somebody else's factual thing, but that's what Kiana do.
Even when she was arguing, talking about it's like they're special, and I'm like, well, they are special, Kiana. Like
they damn near died giving birth.
Hello, like that does make you special to almost die to bring life into this world. And I said specifically for, I think, mothers And I'm talking about good mothers, not you crackheads that just push out babies because y'all
Nope.
got fucked
Nope.
one night when y'all was high. Like, no, I'm just saying some of y'all shouldn't be moms and y'all know it. Because y'all don't like y'all kids. Y'all don't, I'm just sorry. But the people that love their kids and pour into their kids and make sacrifices in a real way for their children, no, that is not something that everybody can understand. That's not even something that every parent can understand. Because I feel like, child, the way I seen some people raise their children when I was coming up, child, y'all, them children was 7, 8 years old walking around the street like they was grown, and I'm just sitting up here trying to understand how and why and for what. I'm just saying. See, we know Jamie love her son. We know Jamie love her son. Okay, listen.
You're on mute, Jamie.
You're
There's no
muted,
confusion.
Jamie.
And when Jamie say something, when Jamie say something about her son, I know that I don't know nothing about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know nothing about that. And I want kids.
Every time,
but I don't know nothing about that.
Every time I say something about parents or kids in my video, I be like, I don't have no kids, but like, let me tell you this. I understand it's the difference, but from my point of view, so yeah, no, it does make you different. And she absolutely was triggered. I think it was a combination of being triggered and wanting to put the team on her back by antagonizing Robin yet again.
Because they look stupid. They look stupid.
So
let me see.
Do we think
that
she was lying?
Nope.
Wrong road.
We can't.
Wrong road.
We can't speculate.
We would not go to the.
We cannot.
We is not going to the bottom today, Bondy. We not going down.
I will
there.
not come off my cherry.
We staying right here.
Tomato.
I'm gonna just say I think it's I'm gonna just say that I think it's an option. I'm gonna just say it like that. I think it might.
My cherry.
I think if it's A, B, and C, and D might be all of the above. I don't know, but I don't know if it's making sense to anybody but myself right now. But I'm just saying it's definitely a Cree moment of projecting.
Absolutely.
I wasn't in that day either. So I don't know.
Bitch, start coming to work, okay?
I'm trying. I be so mad like this, so sad without me. I was gonna leave.
I know, but we need for you to be at full health and shit, like, you know, because it's not fun when you be, you know, not feeling that good, because we be worried, you know, we be like, damn, is Jay Lee okay?
For sure. Absolutely.
And we don't want to be like that. We want to be like that bitch is all right, you know.
That's because they love me. They be like, what you doing? I'm like, in the bed, I'm for the call y'all all the time. First of all, so this is the thing, you know, backstage moment. So backstage moment. Story time. So the day of the interview, I'm like, what time? I'm gonna be there. I had my lab earlier, and my body said, bitch, no. So I was like, fuck. And pushed my lab to the next day. I'm like, yo, I can't make it to the thing. So I was watching like from the bed for real. So when it was over, and it was in the comments. So it was over, I popped in, you know, to talk to the girls. They was like, bitch, you couldn't come to work. You can't come talk.
But you can come in. You can come in after. Okay.
Yeah, literally. I mean, as soon as it went off, Jay Lee was like, "Boop!" I was like, "Oh, okay."
She came in like a manager.
And then she had energy. Okay. I was mad. I was like, "Bitch, why you got energy?" I'm expecting you to be like,
"Yeah." Well, because I've been laying down. I've been laying down for 2 hours.
Ladies,
you was laying down, but she
lined up.
The camera wasn't even on. The camera was at the ceiling. Blue light in the background. Bitch had full energy. So next time. Okay, but we know you want to come back to work. We're gonna be here.
Yeah, but I'd be like,
your seat is empty. Your seat is warm. We ain't even had people. You see, we ain't have no 4 people on here. We ain't even, you know, hustling people. No. We tried. No.
We tried at one time and we said
we be saying no.
We
tried bringing on a guest host.
Okay, yeah.
Because we have our, vibe, and you can't, you see, like, You can't add shit sometimes because you just don't want to toss.
All right, so respectfully, I've been drinking. So
We
Oh,
see
this
it.
is
Lord.
all me. I want y'all to know this is all me right now. This is nobody else. This is nobody else. This is all me right now. So if you feeling a way, direct it towards me.
Don't have time.
Listen, I figured out today that I could take it. So at the end of
Oh
the
my
day,
God. I
you
hate
know
it.
what I'm saying? Like, we good. We Gucci. This ain't this ain't for everybody.
It's not.
This not something everybody can do at this level. Whether y'all, whether people paying attention or not, whether Fox Soul seeing what we on or not. At the end of the day, we know what we doing over
And
here.
some Fox
Nobody gonna be
shows
right.
don't get as much
I
play
thought
as
Bondy
we
was
get.
freestyling. You said
We
what,
better than
Jamie?
some. We better than some
Well,
Fox Soul shows.
Okay, as we switch over,
from there, I think we Jamie, I think that's next segment.
do we need an intervention?
Like.
They might need to like it.
They might need to like it.
Okay, people. Okay, this is messy. Okay, embarrassing. But let's talk about Married at First Sight, guys.
I just want everybody to know it's all me. That's all I want. I just want everybody to know it's all me.
It's okay.
I've edited. I didn't do that.
I think that.
This is what happened when we've been around. We haven't all been on screen together, and we get here. Shit, that sometimes we just go off script a little bit,
Yeah,
and it's
for
y'all
sure.
pleasure. So this is a bit of the back door stuff y'all can see that we do go to ourselves.
Hilarious. All right, y'all. Let's talk about Married at First Sight. Stephen Noy. Boring. Okay.
Next.
They get boring.
Next.
I just want him to figure out his life as far as a job. It's okay if you want to chase your dreams and be creative, honey, but you do need to come up with some type of plan. You need to figure out how your dreams and your creativity is going to bring in a check to take care of your family. So that's really all that I have. We can move on to the next.
We gotta give North some smoke, though. We gotta give
why
North
she
some
only
smoke.
why she want 3 kids? Why she don't want children 3 kids?
And why
I
she
think
mad
that's
at
so
that man
aggravating.
like LED lights? Why she just put them on white, bitch?
I
It's
can't.
pretty. Why you mad? You trying to set a mood?
But I don't want LED lights all over my house either. But I also don't want 3 kids. And my thing is 2 kids and 3 kids is the same goddamn thing. And I feel like I want compromise. I want compromise. I have 3. My cousins have 3. So 3 is the perfect family. And I'm like, but bitch, what if you can't have 1? You may not even have 1.
Like it's
So
hard
why
to get
3 ain't the
pregnant.
same
It's
thing.
hard to get pregnant
I feel like
sometimes.
that is true, which is why I feel like she was asking for too much. Not only that, but this man ain't got no job. And you're requiring for him to have 3 kids.
Here's the thing, though. Doesn't he have a place?
He does.
No, I thought he was in his car.
His
I thought he had a place.
That was an apartment.
Yeah, his apartment had all the lights.
All the LED lights.
Oh,
So he has a
right.
place.
So listen,
right.
Her place is full of cat beds.
I
and
know
shit.
people. I know people that make enough money that if they decide to go on a hiatus from working, they have enough money to pay their bills and pay for their life.
That's
so
true.
And to me, I want him to understand that if your freelance thing is what you enjoy doing, then figure out a way to make your money that way versus, you have the, I know you got something in there and all that, but you have the complexion for protection. So at the end of the day, with the mix that you are, you'll be just fine figuring that out for yourself. I feel like he will be able to make money doing something else that could pay for their family that doesn't have to be a job he hates. And I feel like in order to take care of her, he has to go back to a job that he don't necessarily want to be at versus figuring out how to make that passion project into some real bread for him. But I still feel like he got money saved up because of the way he's living his life. It just doesn't seem like somebody that would not have any money to pay bills and stuff.
The way he spoke made me think the way he spoke about him saying, I have a freelance, he spoke like we do, because we know that we can't explain it to people, but we like, I get a check every month. Okay, so it's like it makes me money. So I think people, and because Noy is new, she may not get that. Oh no, I make money. I have an apartment. I can afford the LED lights. I can afford 2 kids, not 3. So don't make it seem as if I don't have any money. And I'm like, because for me, for instance, I didn't work. I was off work from like December, but right before Christmas until I went back like a week ago. So it's like you have to be able to have shit saved when you don't get not nan paycheck, because guess what? You're not at work. And I think that's what he did. He made sure that before he wasn't working, he had shit saved and was able to not worry about money. Because all my bills got paid and there's still money in the bank. So like you can be a whole freelance, self-employed person and also have a little regular job or whatever and be good when you're not working. I don't want them to keep like labeling him as some bum who need money. And for me, it's weird that she was crying about, I just don't want to have money issues. But bitch, why you want 3 kids if you know he's not working?
And another thing, you was in what she said, she was in a camp of some sort.
Yeah, the refugee when she came out.
The refugee camp. Bam. No matter what y'all go through, y'all are never gonna be in a refugee camp again, love. So like get that out of your head is your like base level. Like you and him are not gonna go through that. So I feel like she needs to unwrap that fear, because that's coming from that place of her not wanting to go back to the dire straits that she came from. But you're not in the same place, period. Like you're in a better place than your parents were in. So you're never going to be in that place, again. So don't even worry about it. You know what I mean? As long as he can pay his portion or all of whatever, like it don't even matter.
Feel Good said they labeled Gil a bum who was a firefighter. I said, well, they did label that man a bum. He had a job.
But he was, because we couldn't trace his money. And if we can't do nothing with your money, then you a bum.
They say Steve got PPP loan. I hope that man get no PPP loan. He gonna go to jail.
Look, he is not Savannah from Growing Up Hip Hop. Cut it out.
Got a PPP loan.
Girl, I can't. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and talk about Lindsay and Mark. Okay, so they done tried to blend their cats together. That ain't happening. Hilarious. Lindsay done finally
in more than one way. In more than one way.
Them cats gonna kill each other.
They are. They look. One of them was hiding under the bed one day. I was like, "Oh, baby, this ain't
her cats hiss. Mine don't hiss." I'm like, "Is that a bad thing? Our cats not supposed to hiss?"
We gotta talk about the damn Easy Bake Stove. Her apartment was much nicer than his, though. Her apartment was nice.
They didn't have to dress in hazmat suits to go inside. First the fuck off.
I don't want bed bugs on my jeans.
I was like,
all you saw was
I would have went in
regular clothes.
She had to help me
clean that place. How dare you have anything to say about her house when she had to help you clean that place?
To me, I feel like whenever I see houses full of wood paneling, I could tell what it smelled like. So I could tell what Mark's place smelled like when I seen the wood paneling.
No,
it was weird.
I wouldn't clean nothing.
He was acting like he's organized, and I'm like, you're not that organized, sir. But the scene of the scene of the house, I felt 2 things. I felt like her, like, does it bring you joy? I'm like, bitch, it's the mama and daddy plates. Let him keep his parents' plates. Like, why would you ask him on the first thing he picked up? I'm like, it's okay. So I didn't like how she was trying to make him choose quickly when he like, I know what I want to keep, or like she wanted him to give her things that she felt like he didn't need. I'm looking like
maybe she was scared she might got ate by bed bugs if they didn't hurry up.
Not on the plate. I'm like, the plate. She like, why you want to keep your baseball cards? And he said, it's my childhood. I'm like, let the man keep his goddamn baseball cards. You can sell those, and them cats need, the vet bills. But that part I didn't like. But I did feel like her house was really, really small, and so was his. But I felt like his house still seemed bigger than hers, but still small. So I'm like, neither one of y'all places can fit 5 cats. So I'm like, to put y'all fat cats, his likes having shit up in the house, plus your cat beds and your goddamn toilet scooper, sit down squatter. It's just too much shit. I'm like, the fact that she put, bitch, because you don't you squat. I'm like, we don't need to hear none of that, lady. Just shut up with your cat. They get on my nerve.
I'm gonna say this. Mark turned me off this episode because even though Lindsay is a lot, I feel like he's still not keeping it 100 with her. You still lying about how you're feeling, and she's reading that, and now you're mad at her because she's real enough to say what she's feeling in the moment versus you being passive aggressive and then being an asshole, which is how I read it. And then for him to turn around and say that they didn't have sex, you lying. I believe they fucked. Like when he was on that show, he said they had sex maybe 2.5 times. And she was like, no, we had sex that afternoon, that morning. You know, like they was having sex. And he makes it seem like he didn't want it and they weren't really doing it that much. And she's lying. I'm like, I know Lindsay crazy, but I honestly feel like I can't trust you more than I can't trust Lindsay. Lindsay might be caring and all of that, but it's because she don't know how to hold shit in. She don't know how to calm down. You know how to convince a person you fucking that you feeling them while simultaneously apologizing for her to people and you know, acting like you don't like her. The only reason he was mad about her apartment being so small is because he couldn't get away from her in that little bitty ass apartment. But her shit was nicer than yours. Her vibe was in her apartment. She had that nice brick wall. She had all them windows, that little bitty balcony. Like it was small. Yeah, lighting, her playing, like the vibe in her apartment was nice. And you're coming from a bed bug infested, nasty ass apartment and got the nerve to be looking at her stove like that's a problem, nigga. You gonna cook? So what's you know what I mean? So I just kind of felt like instead of just being real and saying, listen, you did some things that turned me off. He just kept trying to make it about her instead of admitting that he was feeling the way and then keep making it about her. And I felt like that was unfair at some point.
But I think but he did all that in the end when he talked with Pastor Cal. I think he explained all of that in the end when he was like, you know, you say it all, like it all comes out. He's like, but for me, I can't do that. So because I know how you are, it just makes me not say shit. And because I can get that, how some people are raw and they'll say whatever, and he don't know how to tell her you doing too much without feeling like she gonna then do too much on him. So I think we have to understand
you're
that.
A man. Get some nuts about you.
But I know I think we have to understand that some people are just different, and some people process how others react differently, and we have to be okay with that because he has to be okay with how extra she is, but she has to get how he is not extra. So he's going to go into himself, and that's like. People have to
I think she was open to a lot of his bullshit though. Like I feel like he had a lot of bullshit with him and she was constantly being accommodating. Even though Lindsay is annoying, every time he had an issue, she was, what can I do? How can I help? You might have found issue with that, but how is she wrong for trying to extend herself to her husband? Like, I'm just saying he was finding the issue with even her like offering up help to him. And it's like, so did y'all not expect to move in together once y'all got married? It was almost like he thought there was another option besides moving in with her once his place had the bed bugs. And he was real mad. And I didn't like that. But I do understand what you're saying, that she needs to understand his point of view. And she does. And she needs to be able to take what he's saying without being a Karen. Like, he feels away. You need to bad back, then bad the fuck back. But I also understand as a person when she says, I'm either all in or I'm not in at all. So you need to decide what you're going to do.
So I thought it was fair for him to feel the way he felt. However, what I couldn't respect was you had multiple opportunities to communicate with your wife what it was that was bothering you, and you kept punking out and you didn't want to do it.
And blaming her.
Yeah, and then Pastor Cal gonna sit here and lie in our faces and say they was a good match because they knew that Mark wouldn't get walked over. He's being dog walked. He's too afraid to say anything, and he was still gonna sit there in that conversation with Pastor Cal and still not say anything unless Pastor Cal would have said, Mark, I think you're afraid. It took Pastor Cal basically pushing him out there to say what he needed to say. So that ain't gonna work. I think Mark has finally reached a point of exhaust, because I know what it's like being around people that's like,
Yeah.
real high
Energy
energy,
suck.
and
Energy suck.
yeah, you mess up when you try to match their energy. And Mark has messed up because from day one, he's tried to at least be complicit with her energy. And if that's not the way you are, then you need to make it clear. She still don't know who he is. So now he's to the point of
But
shutting
he's fucking
down.
her,
And
though.
now you,
Right.
yes, but you're fucking her. That's the thing. You appreciate the aggressiveness and the energy when it comes to the bedroom. But outside of that, you're tired of her ass. So ultimately, he's going to end up looking crazy.
And that was the thing for me.
With her without wanting to is what really like bothered me on the after show. He was like, I didn't want to have sex with her and she wanted it. So she's just doing, basically he was saying she would play with herself and be like, come get it. And then he would, be like, she wanted me to join in, so I would join. Well, if she's working on herself and telling you to join in, that's not the same thing as taking your peen out your pants. So I personally felt like, yeah, like I felt like he was constantly trying to like make it seem like it was all on her. And I was just like, and I was also thinking about all of those issues, the mama / landlady, calling him constantly, the other friend. Like he just seemed like he might be more more problematic than he's willing to admit.
Yes. And you can, I believe that 100% that he is based on him being afraid to share certain things with her, right? Just communicating with her, that's just going to create more problems because you feel like you can't communicate. So now you're going to start withholding anything that you think is going to cause an issue. That's where all the miscommunication is coming from. And she's trying to let him know, like, you can talk to me though. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. But I also think a little bit with Mark, I wonder if he grew up in that phase where when he expressed himself as a kid or as he was growing up, if he was disciplined for that. Maybe he felt like he didn't have a voice when he was younger. So now that he gets older, he always takes he goes inward and doesn't really express himself. So that probably has created a lot of issues in the relationships he's had in the past. And here we are with this woman, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, but I just thought it was interesting for him to say that he didn't know her and he don't speak up. That's why he don't speak up. And I said, but you knew her enough to fuck her though. Oh, okay. So I'm not really adding up. They both crazy. They both got issues.
They marrying strangers. They fucking
They need
strangers.
Pastor Cal more often. They need Pastor Cal more often. But I did think it was problematic for Lindsay to just not even at least see what he was saying or not understand like how she could come off that would make him feel like he can't share his thoughts.
Like your daddy said the same thing about you. What are you talking about?
Though. I think that proves his point in the fact that he put it all out. Okay, this is what's wrong. And she's like, it was just a lot of words. Like, I don't know what he meant. Meaning, I can't. Right, she got to listen. I do think on the honeymoon when he told her, I think we should slow down. And she got so pissed. He's like, well, damn, if she pissed about this, I don't want this to be the same thing.
Like, but he didn't communicate that right that time neither.
Agreed.
Right, but that's the thing. When you, because I don't know you and how you react to shit. If I say I think we should slow down because how I do things, because he said how you do things and how I do things are different.
Different, right?
And that's the thing. So my thing is, I always say they don't know each other for real. They did get married, they husband and wife. But they still learning each other. Like, they don't know each other's attitudes, how they're going to react. So if I'm saying, hey, we should kind of slow down. And he could have had the best intention. What, we had fixed too fast. So let's backtrack. Now you pissed because I'm saying we moved too fast. And you pissed because I fucked you. But I'm saying now, let's stop fucking because we moved too quick. And you kind of got really, really pissed. So now I feel like, well, damn, can I really say how I feel? Because I don't want you mad at me. Because I'm used to people being mad at me and I don't want that. I want love and affection from you, what you gave me. But now I'm like, well, damn. So it's a catch-22. I do think when they're good, I like them as a couple.
Yeah,
but when
they
be
like
on
you
bullshit,
smile when they on camera. Like they bounce off each other so well that it's sad that I feel like Mark is not being emotionally honest and Lindsay is acting like a Karen.
I feel like Lindsay,
she like, come on now, Lindsay, you say this and that. Like, I like that he called her out. Like, you have a tendency to say shit without no filter. And you should know that sometimes that's not a good thing. And the fact that she said, oh, I know, further perpetuates You are someone who feel like you can do and say whatever and be that. Learn to listen to react instead of listen to respond. Yes.
That's what she
does.
did with Isaac, with Elijah one. That's why I think Jay Lee mentioned, I don't know if it was Jay Lee or Bondy, one of y'all mentioned something about basically in so many words, what I gathered was her pretty much being selfish. And I'm so glad that Gigi said it, because that's exactly what I was thinking. She only cares about how she feels in a moment, which is so factual, because we've already witnessed that with how she carried on with Elijah one, as though he came down on her and it was just her,
Right.
like it was all her. And it's like, no, he responded to how you was treating him. So there's that. That's been proven.
Can I say this though?
Mhm.
I feel like Lindsay has been the same this entire time.
Mhm.
And even though she's problematic as fuck, I feel like he needed to be more direct with her, and he wasn't. And I understand that that's
I
not
agree
the
with
way
that.
he's used to communicating, but that
Mhm.
doesn't make it any less true that she needs to hear you directly say, hey, what you, like for instance, when the shit happened on the plane, he should have told her, hey, what you did was a problem for me. Instead, he kind of like, you know, wooed her, coddled her, and then went and apologized to her for her behind her back. And so I feel like she's experiencing a side of him, and then he's going and being a different way when he's not around her. Like, oh, I wanted to fuck you when I was around you because I fucked you. But now that I'm on an interview and you're not in front of me, I'm going to tell everybody that I didn't want to have sex with you and you wanted it, so I did it anyway. And I didn't like that, because that almost felt like you were saying that girl took advantage of you. And that takes all the responsibility.
Yeah, that's real weird.
That really turned me off, because I was like, that's you taking accountability away from yourself as a man. You had control of what you did with Lindsay. And you are literally sitting up here telling us that the only reason you had sex with her is because she wanted it and not because you wanted it. And I just kind of felt like that's bullshit. Just say that I was able to fuck her whether I was annoyed with her or not.
I agree. He needs to learn to be more direct with her. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and get to who is this over here? Jasmina and Michael.
Oh, girl.
Michael, why are you lying? Why are you lying to the people? Number one, Jasmine. First of all, Jasmina is annoying. Jasmina is annoying right off the gate. Michael over here lying. This girl blatantly asked you, have you ever lived with a woman? I don't know if he meant in that sense or another sense. Either way, he lied. He had what,
He
about
said
2
he
roommates?
meant in that sense. On the
No,
after
I
show, he
can't.
said, well, I thought you meant with a spouse.
He was playing in that girl face.
I was so confused with the whole thing, but I feel, you know, I'm devil's advocate. I felt two ways. I felt like when she told him, I don't have an issue with the fact that you had female roommates. My issue is that you didn't tell me. I also felt like it's not like he lied before the day when he said, you know, he had lived with somebody. I'm like, he didn't lie up until then. I don't get why, but so for that part, I feel like you can't be mad that he didn't tell you on the honeymoon. Fine. But once they got back and y'all were talking about living with the opposite sex, and she said, well, you know, I got a male roommate. And when he was like, well, no, I'm like, you've never done, nigga, she has to go to the house. So how you gonna explain the two females in the house? It was weird to me. I'm like, why did he lie? And then when
Because he fucked him.
So
I
when
feel
the
like he
girl
wanted to
walked
get a
out,
reaction out of her.
I
for
think
sure.
he did.
but it's like, why? Because the girl walked out. Okay, I see the female, cool. You say, well, yeah, I live with a girl, whatever. Then at her house, when she said, so is it one girl or two? Well, yeah, there's two. I never said. I was confused on the reason. I'm like, what was the reason to omit it? But see, I think
he's also a
but that don't
personal
even matter
trainer.
though.
He probably has gotten into the habit of getting close with female clients, and that's how he ended up moving in that house, because he was giving me very much, I'm telling on myself, because you had so many damn opportunities to tell her that you was living with a female or two. When she told you she was living with a man, you could have told her. And then the fact that you sat in the damn house and she had to figure out walking through the house that a woman lived there, and then the girl gonna come walk out the door, and that was awkward as hell. No introduction. I know they don't show you meeting the friends, but the thing is, like, The girl was literally in the house on mute, hiding. That was weird to me that she walked out, and that very much was giving vibes that they had sexual relations.
I think he fucked them both. And I don't think he was in a relationship with them. I just think he fucked them. I think that you a dude, you a trainer, you got two women staying in an apartment with you. We get drunk some nights. Some nights we get drunk and high. Sometimes we was in here and we was looking at each other like, and then it happened. And to me, that's the only reason why you would lie 3 times. He had the opportunity to tell that girl the truth 3 times, and he lied all 3 times. Like he's not on TV, and like she wasn't gonna go to his place. So to me, the only reason you were lying is because you don't want her to know because you fucked him, and you felt guilty about that.
Right, it's a bigger secret attached. That's
and
what
you,
he tried.
Yeah, you knew she would be uncomfortable because she probably didn't fuck her male roommate.
Now, I wonder what y'all think about Jasmina speaking on him behind the cameras and him yelling at her. At first, I was like, I don't know, Jasmina, because, girl, we see you on the camera and you're the one who's seen more of a fool than him.
Girl.
But at the same time, the way he sat up there and lied to her in her face on more than one occasion kind of made me feel like, is he yelling behind the scenes? Does he know exactly what he's doing? And don't want to get caught on camera?
It's a possibility either way. I don't trust either one of them. So it's a possibility that he could have yelled at her with his little bitty ass. Because, you know, a lot of times, you little niggas, even if y'all have a big dick, you little niggas don't know how to act. Y'all feel like y'all got to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Lifting off the ground, trying to be heard.
Lifting off the ground.
I'm just saying, girl, on their toes upset. So I just kind of feel like maybe I'm not, because you lied 3 times about something that was no reason for you to really lie about, because we were going to find out the truth anyway. Because of that, I personally feel like if you know the cameras aren't around to capture the shit, she might be telling the truth. I wasn't inclined to believe her before. But now that we know how you lie, oh yeah, I'm more inclined to believe that he did what she said he did. But I still feel like she like Alyssa and may not really be attracted to him, and she's looking for a reason, because she held on to the first argument that they had. That wasn't even a real argument. And you held on to that shit like he did something to you, bitch. Like, she's exhausting.
And then she lied.
I'm leaning. What she lied about?
When she said that when he was talking to her about, like not wanting to stay there because of the dolls, and he was telling her like, we got to figure out how to communicate. And then she turned around and said the real reason is because they need to assess this, and that's why. And it's like, so both of y'all liars at this point. Everybody just
both of them are liars.
Okay.
I'm leaning more towards Michael didn't yell at her. The reason why is I think Jasmina is hypersensitive to any disagreement that comes her way. And I feel like it was early on in the relationship where Michael was always trying to compromise, and he felt that the only way he could win an argument with her was by not fighting at all. So if she said he yelled, he probably was thinking it would be best for him to be like, yeah, I yell sometimes, I'm gonna work on that, and they could move on. But then with the, more disagreements they got into, he figured out that you can't just lay down and surrender, because it's always going to be an argument with her. So now he backtracking and telling Pastor Cal what really happened, which was that, yes, I was aggressive, but I didn't yell. But because you've already decided to take the blame for that, she going to hold it against you. So I think that that's what happened.
I feel like she was full of shit when she said, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm talking to Peter. But I feel like when she said, your sisters already said, I'm like, you can't put with him and the sisters that told you he went through in the past into what y'all going through. Because at that point, you're trying to say, believe what I'm saying because of his history. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're not saying I really experienced this, but I feel like, he can get more violent. If you that scared, then why you staying? If you feel like he's going to get worse, you don't seem like the kind of person to stick around for that situation. You probably like, you know what? I don't feel safe with him because he may do A, B, C, D, and E. But I'm like, you came back, you want to make it work. I do feel like she wants to make it an issue to either be more interesting this season or she full of shit. I don't think Michael is perfect. This ain't Michael, right? I think he has his flaws too, but I do feel like he be trying not to be on bullshit. And he feel like I wasn't yelling at you. And she feel like because he didn't have his quiet voice on, he was yelling. It's like, no, it was probably a heated conversation. And you're making it seem as if he's this aggressive, mean, possibly abusive man, and he was like, "No, I'm not gonna let you put that on me." And I feel like as a Black woman, I would not want to put that on a man if that's not really what he is. But I think she would do that because she's not used to even being in the same city or state with a man. So she's used to controlling the narrative because it's phone conversations, it's FaceTimes. You can't handle someone in your face saying, "Jasmina, you on bullshit." And when I do that, now I'm the aggressive man. And because you know what's on camera, I can't have proof that it didn't happen. And they're gonna believe you because you're the woman.
And you're not gonna tell me that Jasmina spending part of her life with a Jamaican daddy and now a Jamaican stepdaddy don't know the difference between aggressive and yelling. So I'm kind of just like,
and I didn't like that she said that either, because I'm like, you know how they like to label Black men. And I felt like one of the things that made me feel like she was lying was because she did use that argument about how, oh, his family said this. That was the same thing Alyssa said, and that was bullshit. And we see how as soon as the family or the friends say something negative, y'all use that going forward as a way to, make issue with the partner. Yeah, to be a victim. And I just felt like the way Jasmina has been operating the entire time, she's exhausting. So Necey, when you say he realized that he could not win, I totally agree with you on that. And I also feel like because she's beautiful, he was more inclined to want to get along with her versus how she may feel like, I don't give a fuck because he not, tall or whatever she could have been looking for that would have been an ideal physical mate. I feel like because he had that attraction to her, he was probably more willing to go along and, not argue.
Absolutely.
Than she was. Because, she's the pretty girl. So she wants to be difficult for the sake of being difficult. And it's exhausting to watch, in all honesty, for her to act like that with him. I was just like, girl, he lied to you. But honestly, we all see why. Because even before he lied to you, he just simply disagreed with you about the way the Lindsay shit went down. Simple disagreement in saying that he expected people to have disagreements when they've never been around each other. And you literally made that an argument. I can't believe that you made that argument.
And I was just about to ask y'all, do y'all feel like because he's seen her initially, how because she's gorgeous, so do y'all think because he got past her gorgeousness and he's now seen her ways, he's now less inclined to ignore her bullshit and less inclined to,
be honest.
Not right.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that's why he backtracking now and having to prove himself and say that he didn't yell after he admitted to it. So now he done got himself in a sticky situation trying to fold for Jasmina and now seeing that she's not willing to compromise.
When did he say that he yelled?
Whenever they were he didn't say, yes, I yelled. But whenever at the dinner, whenever she said, you yelled, you got loud, you got aggressive, he was like, yeah, I did. I need to work on that. But he didn't flat out say, yeah, I yelled at you.
I'm glad you said it. Here's another thing that I wanted to bring up. Aggressive. You don't get to control the way someone gets upset. And if they're not in your face, if they're not, all over you, I feel like it is doing too much to act like people can't, raise their voices when they want to. I understand there's a way to deal with conflict without making the other person feel like you're going to harm them. But I feel like somebody can get upset and still not be about to hit you. I can be loud and be upset in the moment and expressing myself because I'm mad and it not be about me harming you. So when you call somebody aggressive for expressing how they feel, I'm kind of feeling a way about that. Because I don't even like that language to use if somebody isn't like physically imposing themselves on you. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like how, don't tell me how to be mad, I
think she used all the trigger words that people use, to make a person look like the aggressor. So I feel like, because it's like nobody used, he was loud, he was aggressive, you use all the words to make him seem like an angry Black man who was, overpowering or the conversation or intimidating you versus just saying we had an argument and he got too pissed and I felt disrespected. You use the
Yes.
words to make it to paint
Those
a picture
specific,
of what it was.
aggressive, yeah, and that makes us wonder, do we have to worry about him putting his hands on you when that may not be the situation at all? When I tell y'all, nobody wants to see Lyric get upset. I've only seen Lyric get really upset maybe 3 times the entire time we've been in this relationship, and I mean angry, and to the point where he's loud and moving his hands around a lot, and it's like, oh Lord, because he's never like that. But I would never assume that the next thing after, being upset and doing like this means that the next thing is to hit me. That's not in my mind, that I'm going to get hit because he's like physically upset. So I just
It
kind
might
of feel
be
like,
in hers though. That's why I feel like she's hypersensitive to any type of confrontation, just based on the way she handled herself. Anytime there's been confrontation in a group, she's either tried to make shit make sense where it don't make sense, like caping for Alyssa, or she sit there and she quiet the whole time, which tells me you probably hate conflict of any level except when it comes to your man, which is crazy to me.
But when they were talking about the cow, she was more hyped than he was. I'm like,
She
you the one
was.
yelling, and I feel like the
and
way
she didn't
you
even
were
bring up the
coming off,
lie. It wasn't
yeah,
even
it's like
about the lie.
It
Yeah,
it was
I was
wasn't.
about
weird.
to say they
The
didn't
way she
talk about
came,
that.
the way she came off was like, I can't imagine him yelling and fussing and you not matching his energy, because right now he calm and you yelling and fussing. So her energy to me was not that of someone who, if someone is coming at you, you gonna be like, let me not say nothing because he's so aggressive. No, you're gonna say, Michael, we not finna do that, because that's your energy. So I think how she said how off camera he different, but so are you, and you let your slip show a little bit. Your slip showed in that little bit of a thing. Even if he was able to control himself in that moment, you couldn't. So are you just like him, to where when the cameras are off, you're a whole different person too? So I'm like, don't paint him as an angry black man, even if he's a fucking liar. Don't paint him as an angry, aggressive, possibly abusive black man, because you sensitive
I
off
agree.
camera.
I think she do match his energy off camera, because that's what she's been showing us. And when we hear about her family history, I feel like that's what she used to. So that's how she, I guess, display her love and affection or whatever, girl, yelling at the folks. But let's go ahead and get into Elijah One and Kat. First of all, Pastor Cal came to the house. It's the fact that he said that this was never a deal breaker for him to have his woman to cook in the kitchen. And what it gave me was him trying to do the most for television. And what I also don't care for about Elijah One, it seems like he's going to do a lot of dictating in the relationship and setting the direction for the relationship. But when it comes to Kat, she not gonna have a whole lot of much of a say, and she needs to go ahead and put her foot down now. Even though he feels like, well, I know that I have a wife that's just not gonna let me do and say whatever. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
You wanna
I
know
don't know if she's gonna
when
be able to like really put her foot down all the
when
way.
Pastor Cal asked her, do you feel respected in a relationship? And she said, well, yeah, because I told him blah 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 blah. And then when Pastor Cal then asked Ola, well, do you respect her? The fact that he said, well, she knows I respect you, don't you? I was like, why didn't you just say, yes, I respect her,
Yes.
absolutely? Why would you have to say to her, well, she know, don't you? That's a trigger that men use to let the woman know who they know is less, who's under their spell.
Manipulation.
You know what I'm saying?
To
You let
let
them
them
know,
know
hey,
you
you
supposed to
need to
say
say
yes.
yes.
Yes,
But
So I
yes. He
like
was
that
how?
she
trying to
did that.
convince her to go along.
How?
Yes.
How? What spell? They haven't fucked.
I think
And I
she
don't
just
Well,
believe
wants to
that.
be
I
married.
I don't believe it either. I think she
yeah.
lying, because I think Katina fucked him after the first night.
Oh, really?
Or
I was
at
thinking
least
it was
when he
after
gave
the
her that
rose
massage
petals.
and stuff. Yep.
Either
Yeah, and
way,
the
either
reason why is
way.
because he skipped the gym the
Oh
next morning, and
yeah, you
you
did
be
say that.
feeling all
I was
limp
just
the
thinking
next
because
He
they was
hit the
in the
morning.
cliff
bed
and
making
skipped the
out.
gym.
And I feel like if we've been drinking, we just got married and we in the bed making out and you like on top of me, like he was, like it wasn't just no, we about to go to sleep, good night kids. They was making out in the bed. So I was just trying to understand how y'all didn't fuck, if not for the fact that she just don't know you like that and she needed another date. And I respect that, but I feel like they fucked because otherwise, why would you be letting him do all of this? He another one like Paul.
He is just like Paul, but what's funny is I think that they're gonna stay together because I think Katina, he has a really slick, sneaky way of trying to convince her and mold her to be how he wants her to be. He instills pride in her being a wife from day one. he'll always say something real nice and be like, but I'm your husband, you're my wife. And she has a sense of pride with that. So I think that she feels good about, oh, well, he really wants me to cook. This is the most pressure I ever felt. I guess I'm gonna have to do it. But okay, another piece of advice I heard from somebody. Before you get married, do not, or once you get married, do not start doing shit that you didn't do before, because you ain't gonna be able to keep up with that, Katina. You ain't gonna be able to cook 3 meals a day, 5, 6, 7 days.
And why should you?
So it's all cute.
You're
now.
An adult.
It's cute.
He's
now.
an adult. Even Pastor Cal was like, that's 250s even for me. Like, even I can fix my own fucking lunch. Like, now we're just being ridiculous.
Just really,
yeah, but she likes that.
She likes
it until she don't. She like it until she don't.
Yeah, but she, and
I don't
like
see her staying. I think in the end, I hope it's a part of me that feel like she gonna realize he's trying to make me be someone he's not. I feel like when Pastor Cal said he didn't even want that beforehand, I felt like she was like, oh. So I do hope it's more of those moments of he's telling you he wants this, but that wasn't an issue for him before he got here. So don't let him make you feel like, well, he always said he wanted this. Like, Noe always wanted 3 kids. Cool. That's what she wanted beforehand. But he can't put all this pressure on you for something he didn't care about. If he can't cook, let him starve. You're not his mama. You his wife. And my thing is, it's 50-50, not the 50. So it's like, it's weird that he's, you know what I'm saying? She's accepting things that she know she shouldn't do, but because he wants it and we married, let me try to do that. I think that's going to make her kind of start feeling like, I don't like this. He keep doing.
I think she already feeling like that, but she lying.
Exactly.
And I feel like she can also be manipulated because neither one of them grew up in a household where they saw husband-wife dynamic. So both of them are just doing shit that they see on TV, shit that they think is cute. But speaking of his mama, y'all, that house that he was in, I get the vibe that that's his brother and his brother's wife's house. Because that coffee decoration was giving every bit of Family Dollar, Big Lots, female old lady energy. And he mentioned that him and the brother work out in the basement. So I think him and Katina just didn't want to say that he lives with them.
They all live together, yeah.
Did they embarrassing? Shout out to Jamie.
I believe it. Okay, let's go ahead and get to Chris and Alyssa. Okay, I didn't want to see them. I really didn't, but I'm so grateful for what ended up happening. Okay, what I wanted to say about them real quick, I didn't like that she was talking to her mama and she was over there lying about that man, talking about him being combative. He likes to debate and he's argumentative and all that other stuff. She said, I hate it because everything she described about him was her. Another thing is, I also hate the fact that she had the audacity to sit up there and say that this man lacked respect for others when it's been you this entire time that's been lacking respect for others. Then you used an example of the fact that he said defund the police. Girl, get this woman off my screen. And
does she not understand? Like, you don't even know what you're talking about.
1,000% don't know. I said, get this woman off my screen. When he came in there and sat out with Pastor Cal and said, I want a divorce, I said, you better round up a song,
what I love is how I love how he let her talk, and he kind of wasn't saying she's like, I'm gonna let her sound real dumb, get it all. I'm here because I want to see if we can make it work. I have a better head on I'm home now. And I was like, bitch, what?
No.
When her mama asked her, what are y'all differences? And she couldn't. No, when he asked her on the honeymoon thing last week, what are our issues? She couldn't tell him. I'm like, she never can really explain to anybody what their issues
because they've never had a real conversation, and she keeps saying, stupid. I noticed things, bitch. Y'all never interacted. What are you talking about?
That. And I'm like, so I like that he was like, let her look dumb because since the wedding night, you haven't wanted to be around him. And now all of a sudden we had so much fun paddleboarding and playing tennis, but you was talking cash money shit to production while doing those things. Okay, you was talking cash at all times. And Chris,
they're calling him aggressive. Calling him aggressive every time that he said something she did not like. That was another thing that made me think about Alyssa's friendship with Jasmina.
Well, they both on bullshit.
She kept
Agreed.
trying to pull shit out of her back pocket to make her mom think he was a horrible person. She would mention one thing, her mama would say, well, he's nice. She would mention another thing, the mama would say, well, he's cute. Then she'd be like, but he doesn't back the blue. I
Right.
think her shit from a mile away whenever she came on the TV screen talking about she wanted a cowboy and also talking about how much she loved dogs, because I don't know why these, less than decent people love animals but don't have no regards for human life. And that's exactly who the fuck Alyssa is. And I'm so glad that he allowed her to show her ass. He allowed her to turn around and say, I'm willing to make this work. And he was like, I think it's a lot of things that you want, but it doesn't involve a marriage. So for that, I'm gone. And when he said that, I have to say, I've never seen anybody on this show in this situation respectfully call it quits as fast as he did. So that's why I was like, yes, Chris, go get you somebody way better than Alyssa. I would love to see him date on this show. And he took away what Alyssa really wanted, which was
to be on the show.
experience. The
experience.
or to be on the show.
I think he knew.
That's why she cried.
Because I think he knew. She's saying this because production probably told her, if you don't move in the house with him, it's no point in y'all I think she knew production was going to probably make them separate because you don't want to be with him. That's why she came.
You see how she tried to look comfortable?
I want to make it. Yeah, I want to.
Before Pastor Cow showed up.
Yo.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
And I think she knew. Because she knew she wanted to be on the show. And he knew too.
That's all
so
she wanted.
I'ma leave because this ain't gonna work. No, man. And I was happy. She should not have went on the honeymoon. I'm still pissed that she went on the honeymoon.
Me too.
Oh, heifer.
Can't stand her.
Is that all we got for Married at First Sight?
Why can't I have the house?
Yep, that's all.
And then she kept crying. I'm sorry. The fact that she kept crying, I was so aggravated. I was like, bitch, if you don't stop crying, okay, nobody cares.
She got to pay rent now. She don't want to pay rent. She want that free rent for a month. And then I want to hang out and get free drinks. She wanted to be on the show to just be on the show. And I feel like if she was smart, she would have just played Chris the whole time to be on the show. But I love the most is production. Production has never showed so many production conversations with a cast member ever on all the seasons. They rarely ever do that unless they know this person was a complete asshole and they're gonna try to make it seem as if they were great. With who?
They did that with Miss Brandon from North Carolina.
Because he was that's my thing. They make sure when somebody shows their ass and gonna try to blame production or whoever else. No, let's show all of her moments of her behind the scenes shit talking about him. So when she keeps saying, but I was so nice to him, I was so nice, but you was dogging him and ignoring him the whole time. So I love production for showing how much of an asshole she was. And Chris was saying, today is my decision day. I want a divorce. And I was like, yeah, because fuck Alyssa.
Smart. Anything else?
My divorce. That's all I want to say.
Divorce.
All right, y'all. So we're done with Married at First Sight. However, we do have 2 shows that are going to be coming to OWN, and I just want to get you guys' thoughts real quick. Love and Marriage Huntsville dropped their trailer for the upcoming season 4, and it looks like it's going to be juicy because they're going to be talking about, the photos that Marceau dropped, getting back at Maurice when he lied at the reunion about how he never was around the side chick. Then we got Miss Monique returning to reality TV, and she will be on Love and Marriage DC. And I just wanted to get you ladies' thoughts about the shows. What are we thinking? What are we expecting? Are we excited? How are we feeling about it? Y'all think Ariane gonna make it?
Marcia's gonna be lit.
Fuck no.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
I'm excited. I think that Love and Marriage Huntsville is already giving from the trailer. If you're giving from the trailer, then we know what you're going to give once you get here, girl. First of all, let's talk about Martell and Destiny. What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but you know how they be trying to trick folks though to make people think
they do
one thing and the other one.
But
So
they
I
looked
feel
like they was in the same room at
I
the same
don't know.
time. And he was looking at her. And I saw the way he looked at her. And then I saw the way she looked at him. And they looked like they was in the same room. So
I mean,
that's
it
why
did look
I
like
feel
that,
like
but
I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you what I did think was for play. There was something that was said that I felt like it's for play, like they just edited in, and it was probably something somebody said. But I really want Marceau to get off his high horse when it comes to Lewis. Because you put that picture out there and put the little side pieces trip that y'all took on blast for everybody. You put that picture out there. So I'm gonna need for you to calm down when Lewis is telling you that nigga, you don't look happy and everybody can see it. Because that's the truth.
I like that Marcel put the picture out because now we have a whole season of juice. I feel
a
like
new
Marcel was
thing.
smart. He was like, we can't talk about shit that happened before. We need something going to this new season for all of us to have to discuss. I do think he posted it on purpose because now
Yeah.
all the men have something to like discuss. So I like the fact that he did that. I also like the beef between him and Lewis because I'm tired of the same bullshit. So I just want to see different conversations, different confrontations between people to make it a whole new season. Like I don't want anyone really having to discuss coleslaw, but they can all discuss what Marceau did, what Martell did, and kind of leave her in the dust to where it ain't even about you no more. Even the how we see kind of Mel and Destiny having whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Are we
How you look at them?
ready for that? Are
I
we
am.
ready
I'm
for
like,
Mel
yes.
and Destiny?
I
Yes.
am, and honestly, I want Destiny and Martell to be fucking. I think it would be the
Oh,
dumbest shit,
No.
but I want them to be fucking.
No,
Please,
I don't want
God.
please,
that.
hi,
I don't
Mel,
want
not
that
No.
happen.
friends. Hi, Mel, not friends. I
They
want them
not,
to be
girl.
fucking.
They
That's gonna be
follow
the
each
most
other.
entertaining. That's gonna be the most entertaining shit ever in life if Destiny was fucking with Martell on this
That would be
show.
fucked up.
Like, I'm
Do
sorry.
y'all think that
She will
do
not be
y'all think
returning the next
Martell is
season.
attracted to Destiny?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. But I feel like he
Damn.
wouldn't do that off of the
Jamie
strength of
face.
his good friend. I'm like, yeah. But I feel like he wouldn't do that off the
Yeah.
strength of his friend. But I don't know. I don't
Man,
want
I
that
see
to
them
be.
niggas like the Creep Squad. I see them
Destiny,
niggas like
Right.
the Creep
Destiny
Squad.
and
The
Marcel.
new
They
age
not even loyal to
Lord.
each
creep
other. They not gonna
squad.
be loyal to no women. They not even loyal to each other.
Clearly, because the way Marcel sat up in that reunion and bust his brother bubble, saying
Yes.
yes. Ooh,
Snitch.
embarrassing. And y'all right. I just had to say this real quick. Mel and Destiny follow each other. Yeah, that's for I guess semantics or whatever y'all want to call it. But girl, they do not like each other pictures. I said, girl, y'all it's not cool at all. Not at all.
I
And
love
then
them
I
when
really
they
feel a
die.
way. And I ain't even seen the whole episode. But when Mel walked out and said, I'm tired of y'all using me for a storyline, that's what she said in the trailer. And then Destiny looked and said, girl, you act like everything's about you, and it ain't even about you. But I'm like, Destiny, the entire time you've been
It
on the
is
show,
though.
it's been about
It's been
Mel,
about
though.
Mel.
You made
It's
it
been about
about Mel,
Mel. So
right?
let's not.
It ain't been
This
about
is
you, that's for
crazy.
sure.
For sure. We still don't know that about you,
Even when
except for the little bit that you
right.
did give us at the reunion.
That's what I'm saying. And she done had opportunities to make it about herself. I'm not shitting on her saying it's not gonna be about her, but you literally had the chance to come with a storyline and you decided not to. So I guess, girl.
Mm-mm. How
I
are we
think
feeling about?
Destiny could have been
Oh, go ahead.
somebody that he liked and caught. Like y'all know they go back. So
They
it could have
do.
been a situation where it's somebody he liked from back then and it just never happened. I don't think men keep female friends they're not attracted to, especially not men like Martell. Y'all don't keep female friends y'all not attracted to. You only are considered a friend because the woman friend zoned you, not because you friend zoned her, especially when somebody looks like Destiny. Destiny is not only fine and thick, but she's pretty.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, there's no way that he's not attracted to her. Just like we know Marceau, even though he's never, outwardly said it, we know he's attracted to Mel, which is why Tisha hates on Mel so hard because she knows her husband is attracted to her. Girl, it goes deep.
Girl, not Tisha Cousin coming on the show.
Come on, cousin Kiki. Come on, cousin Kiki.
It's gonna be a mess. A mess. I'm here for it because it's definitely giving a bit of new storyline, right?
Yes.
So
it's
I'm
giving
here
new.
for it. Monique, coming to Love and Marriage DC. What are your thoughts? How are you
can't
all
wait.
feeling?
It better
I
give.
was
That's how I
the
feel.
reason I
It
think
better
it's going.
give.
I think it's gonna work because it's gonna be like all new people that we don't know plus her. However, I kept saying you have to get people sometimes just in different environments so that we can get, whatever popping. I think Carlos is not going to put out nothing that's not going to pop. Carlos not going to put out nothing that's boring. So the fact that it's a Carlos show is going to be popping. I also feel like Monique knows she got to give because you left Potomac. And so you can't come to a different show and be boring when you're kind of let's say, the main person, of the show. So I feel like it's going to be amazing just because she knows she got to give, and Carlos gonna put out bullshit.
Low-key, I feel like Monique is going to, I feel like she gonna be the carrier of drama, not necessarily the one in the drama. She's just gonna be the nucleus of the group. And I think she's gonna be well liked. I think everybody's going to have good relations with her. I think the audience is going to have an opportunity to like her even more, but it's going to be her friends on the show who really put in all the work for the chick. She gonna carry
pray she don't fall into a role of destiny though. Like, don't give us nothing.
I don't think it's going to be like that.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be like that exactly, because I think she's going to have conflict with the people on the show. And because she has conflict with the people on the show, it'll give us something else to talk about versus wondering, is she sleeping with a trainer or not? You know what I'm saying? So anything that y'all are looking for from Potomac, just let it go. Come into this with a clean slate and see it for what it's for. And if you like it, great. If you don't, then move on. It's not a big deal. Like, it's a show. No love lost. You got on anyway. But I feel like it's going to be worth a watch, if not just for the fact that it's a Carlos situation. And I think if Monique wanted to come back to television, then it needed to be not only beneficial for their, overall image, but it needed to be beneficial in a way that would, be financially beneficial. Nobody wants to be on a show that gets one season.
Bell Collective.
And she did, but I think that's because of probably them being able to recreate that first season. But she did tell me, because y'all know we cool, so I DM'd her and she answered me. And she was like, they're not doing what they did on Potomac as far as holding on to one conflict the entire season. So when she said that to me, that made me feel like, okay, so that means we're going to have moments where this person gets into it with this person, but we make up and move on from there, because then there's another drama that happens with this person and that person. And to me, that sounds better than let's drag out one fucking fight for a whole season like Potomac likes to do.
And let's not forget that this is OWN's first spinoff. So I feel like the fact that they shot part of the season, got, approved for it, means it's juicy enough for them to know, what, let's put money behind this. And the promo looks expensive. So I feel like, what I'm saying, they're putting money into this show. They was like, because they could have did spinoffs for any other show that they've had, over the years. Even like TV, they don't even have any spinoff TV shows. So for their first spinoff to make it a series for different cities, for it to be this show, to me, proves is good enough for them. So I know it's good enough for us. Because OWN has really been popping, and it's really based on, they reality shows. Now we still waiting for Bell Collective now. That ain't came back, but it's fine. But again, what I'm saying, I think it's gonna give.
Okay. Well, there's that. You got our thoughts. It is. March gonna be a crazy month. It's just gonna pick up from there. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and switch over. We're about to get into this WhatsApp chat. Let's do it. All right, y'all.
I just really looked into that gossip chat video, and I looked at all the different people in the background. Like, usually I like be dancing, but I looked into the video. Literally, those be the same people in gossip every single week.
That's what I was thinking when I was going for it. I was like, who's typically always in the gossip? That's exactly
perfect
what I was going for. All right, y'all. I got a lot of little girl. We're going to get into gossip, but this question came in front of me, and I need to get you all's thoughts on it, okay? Unfortunately, people may not see your immediate reaction. I will, but let's get into it, okay? And we need to get this person some advice, girl. So question, it says, my roommate's Tinder boyfriend of 2 months moved in and doesn't pay rent. We argued about that. So I hid a recorder in the front room to catch them talking SHI. lie. Didn't catch them, but I did catch her boyfriend having sex with an older man for money and weed. Who's gonna tell her? Can't hear you, Jay Lee.
I said probably the weed man. It's if my roommate had a Tinder date move in and he don't pay rent, I'm gonna show her the audio. I'm like, you don't want to pay rent when we was fussing. Let me push play for you. Let you know what you fussing with me by when I pay half the rent, motherfuckers. How about I move out? You, him, and his weed dealer stay here. Y'all can all fuck together. I never like when anyone puts someone above who's helping them pay bills and keep a roof over their head. And he homeless. He the hobo. How you upset with me for saying he can't be here not paying no rent and not working my hard-earned dollars to do, to keep you? No, ma'am. And he fucking in our living room. In the community spaces? On the couch?
The only reason why I would tell her is because I had audio. If she didn't have audio, I wouldn't say not a word. She gonna find out. But since you got audio, play it for the girl.
Embarrassing.
Girl. First of all, play the audio. Second of all, get a new roommate. Because you don't need a roommate that's gonna move a stranger that she doesn't know into your place. That nigga could have raped and killed y'all, and nobody would have known. So I honestly feel like the fact that she moved somebody into y'all place without a conversation ahead of time means that you need to find a new roommate. That's irresponsible. That's dangerous as fuck, and that's some crazy shit to do. 2 weeks, yeah, 8 Lane. I listen. Yeah, I was thinking the caucasity of it all as well. But no, get him out. Get a new roommate.
Yeah. I'm calling the landlord because first of all, that man ain't on our lease. Okay, so that's an extra person. That's against the rules. Second of all, you're fucking for money in the house. That's illegal. That's prostitution. That is. Look, landlord, leasing office. Look, pull our lease. Because she is violating all these things, I need you to evict her.
If you have video of him prostituting, you could absolutely get her the fuck up out that apartment.
Yeah, you breaking the lease. But even the fact that you move someone in who don't live here, who the
girlfriend don't even know he out here smashing an older male.
That you fuss with me about moving somebody in who not paying rent. Clearly, y'all both want to leave. You both can be homosexuals together in a whole other apartment. You can't, because don't fuss with me about that. You would have told?
I would have put a lock on my damn door and I would have just moved out. This was cute, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to head out. And she just going to have to find out on her own because you're not going to sit up here and argue with me. And I've been paying this rent for however long. And then somebody else come and drop some DICK off to you and somebody else, girl. I'm just going to go. You got it. I'm out.
And it was for weed and what else? It was an old man for some weed.
Gonna get an STD and some
money, right? Money
and weed.
And then he fucking for money, and they putting him on the bill.
Weed is not that good, and y'all will never hear me say that again in life. Weed is not that good. Nothing about it is that good. No, I'm sorry.
All right, y'all.
Poor man.
Let's go ahead and switch over. Next up, I got Kanye West and Miss Kim Kardashian. So they've been going at it on social media, primarily Kanye. He's been putting out their text messages to the world and high-key threatening Pete to get touched out here in these streets by somebody, honey, okay? But what I really wanted to ask you guys about, I've been seeing quite a few tweets where people were saying that, Kanye West is actually harassing her publicly and as well as stalking her. And doing all of these antics on a public platform, whereas people feel like this is funny, like they feel like it's actually dangerous, but everybody else is finding the laughter in this situation and they don't think that it's a laughing matter. And I just wanted to get you all's thoughts on this Kanye Kim situation and, about him publicly, harassing her.
I never thought it was funny. I feel like it's like Kanye go from one extreme to the other. He went from I just want to be a father to my kids to I want my wife back to calling her boyfriend skeet and saying, go do whatever. I feel like you can't want to be a great father figure to your children when you are fucking with a mama. And my thing is you forget Kim is the one with your kids more than you are. Because when you ain't there, she is. because you be traveling doing yay shit, and Kim be traveling too. But for the most part, she had kids with her. So I don't think it's funny for him to put up the post saying, my wife asked me to, tell y'all to not do shit, and put up Melvin choking out Jody and saying I'm gonna handle it myself. I'm like, that's a threat. So my thing is, if you come near me, sir, I'm probably shoot you because you on some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want Kim back, that's fine, but you should not be publicly putting it out there, because then she gonna get heat from your fans to take him back. So my thing is, you are and one with other bullying her. However, they've done that same shit to other people. They have bullied and harassed other people for years, tore down other people's careers for years. They've done the same. The Kardashian clan, the KKK people out here have done the same shit. So while what Kanye doing to her isn't right at all, it isn't. Because if this was anybody, any other woman and man, I would have the same thing. That's not right. However, I can't say that without saying the Kardashians and Jenners have done this to many people. So what's good for the goose is good for the fucking gander. And that's what I got to say.
While I agree with them antagonizing people, we seen them do it with Jordan Woods, seen them do it with Black China and all kind of other women. Even Larsa Pippen, they used to run around and be hoes together, but somehow they made her be the main hoe. Anyway, regardless, I feel like it's not really applicable to this situation because what we see in here is domestic weirdness. What is going on with Kanye feels dangerous. It feels like he off the rocker. Honestly, feels like they ain't been together for years. I feel like they probably ain't been together for at least 3 years at this point, and we just now finding out about it. But yeah, I feel like it's scary, especially whenever he sent that truck by her house and it said, "My vision is crystal clear," and he spelled crystal clear with K's. What's your vision? What are you talking about? And then he filled the back with with roses. It's hella weird. It made me uncomfortable. And I think that she should, those are probably just the things that we're seeing, which makes me go back to why they probably didn't give him the address to North's birthday party that happened a month ago. So it's probably more things that's going on that Kim is not doing for the sake of protecting her child's father, and also because he's mentally ill. So it's scary. Ain't nothing about it being funny to me.
Yeah, I've never thought it was funny. Never thought it was funny. Always thought it was Kanye. But I'm tired of him. I am tired of him trying to dog whistle to all of the ignorant Black people who you didn't give a fuck about when you were championing Trump and saying that Black people wanted slavery or whatever the ignorant shit that came up out of your mouth. You play sick in the head, and now that we see how you roll, I feel like that's all bullshit. I feel like you act out so that you don't have to be accountable for the things that you say and do, and people are just always think, "Oh, yay's being yay." But I'ma just say that I hope that Kim is in a better situation than Nicole, than Nicole was. I'ma just say that because everybody act like Kanye is not showing signs of the type of man that would act out some type of mental break on his wife and children. And I mean in a physical way. Yes, Kanye said slavery was a choice. Got it. Okay. That shit he said, that was a fuck you to Black people. And now you're trying to get the ignorant Black people who still fuck with you to go and attack your white baby mama who you were so happy to give the culture to when you got with her. But now, she's the scum of the earth and she's not allowing you to see your kids. I honestly feel like the way you acting, you shouldn't be around those kids. You aren't stable. You aren't stable. Exactly. He is unstable.
Thank you, Maxwell Media, for the super chat. I agree with Necey. What Ye doing is dangerous.
And to be clear, they may have done a lot of things to a lot of people, and that's fine. But ultimately, she still went and had all them children with that man. And so I feel like, bitch, you knew he was crazy and you still kept having all them kids with him. So deal with it. Get you the proper security. Get you the proper security. Okay, get custody of your kids. Use your white privilege and your little lawyer degree, and make sure that Kanye does not have full custody of your kids before he, Nicole Simpson and OJ your ass.
Oh, help me, help me. That would be frightening, terrible.
I don't want to speak that
That would
into
be a
existence again,
horrible
but we all
history.
know that he is showing
That repeats.
signs of like that unstable narcissistic behavior to
Yeah,
where you think you can control somebody, and then when you can't control them, you lose your shit.
I don't have
exactly.
good feelings about the situation at all. I don't know how this
Mhm.
situation will
Play
continue.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I feel like Kanye has his Kanye-isms or whatever his antics have been normalized for a very, very, very long time. I think people take it with a grain of salt because he's been doing it for so long. Like, I mean, yeah, he's coming at Kim trying to get her attention, but not too long ago, he was on the stage hollering at Jay-Z, please don't send your shooters my way. But doing other antics to try and get Jay-Z's attention, and here he is doing it to his kid's mom. You know, it's an unfortunate situation, but I definitely felt JV on yeah, but they be out here doing it to everybody else, and I guess it ain't fun when a rabbit kind of got the gun just a little bit. But you would think he would want to conduct himself in a better way, especially if he out here want his family back. The antics that you're doing ain't really helping, and
Ain't
I
gonna
feel
get
like
them
it's gonna
back
start shaping the image that your children have of you.
if it hasn't already.
Right. Exactly, especially North, the one that you love and adore so much, gonna probably end up growing up and just like not really liking you as much based on how you've treated her mom.
He's trying to
And I don't.
control
I
her.
feel
That's
like
another thing.
all
Like he's trying to control Lil North. She's not gonna feel good about that.
And
I
Kanye
feel
does
like
get when
all
you
the
think about it.
kids
Hmm.
under Saint don't know
Hmm.
him.
Mm.
All the kids that's younger than Saint, I feel like they don't even know him like that. For real, for real.
They probably don't. He don't look like he be around like that.
Ouch. Mm. What I was gonna say, I can't remember what else I was gonna say about this. About Kanye, I can't recall. But we can go ahead and just switch over and let's get into the baby, okay? Because the baby is getting that sued now. Just last week, give me 1 second, y'all. It looks like it was a super chat that came through, and I just want to read that real quick. It was regarding Kanye. So give me 1 second. Thank you so much, Mel Lee, for the super chat. Kanye West doesn't care about his kids. It's all about control. He didn't want them when Kim wasn't dating him. I'm glad you said that because that's actually what I was about to mention. As far as the dating, he's given the similar antics of a man that if I can't have you, can't nobody have you type energy. Right. So that's what he's giving off. Right. Now he sees she's out here with Pete. Cause like Necey said, they probably been separated for a minute. But the moment he sees her out here with another man, and he also sees that this person's getting clout off her name or whatever, oh yeah, now he wants back in. Now he wants access again, child. It's a mess. Tragic. But let's go ahead and get into the baby, because as I said, he is being sued, is what they're saying, by Danny Lade's brother, Brandon Beals, because Brandon Beals unfortunately got jumped at the bowling alley last week, I believe it was, after doing a countless number of videos saying that he wants to see the baby on site. When he saw him on site, it definitely went down, and he ended up getting dragged and jumped, and now he is out here saying that he would like to sue, and I believe he was suing for like I forgot, I think it was like assault, battery, I think emotional distress or something like that could be a part of it as well. And I just also feel like he should tack on public embarrassment, because that's I'm for real, like that's a lot to endure. But I also feel like I don't really fault him for wanting to see the baby, because I just feel like ain't too many guys gonna let you just jump on their sister and they just not respond or say anything. But then on the flip side, it's a bit confusing because this is what you asked for. You may not have asked to get jumped, but you definitely asked to see them. But when you have celebrities that are out here paying for their security, what do you think security is technically supposed to do?
They supposed to break it up, not help fight him. This is the weird part.
Well,
this is the weird part.
Well, he was restraining him by holding his hair.
If I'm a famous rich person, I can't imagine how many people don't like me and could say, you know what, I want to fight you with on site or whatever. And I would never want to give them that same energy because I have more to lose. And I'd rather pay someone dust who can fight me and then will sue me and get my money versus have a real full-fledged fight in public on a bowling lane floor, and I have security, but I'm also getting involved. If the baby security and people would have fought, oh boy, cool. My thing is, the baby, you dumb because you're putting yourself in more trouble. And it wasn't self-defense, in my opinion, because from the first video, y'all both were just standing there. So I'm like, is Brandon on bullshit for suing? Yes. However, the baby should have been smarter, just not got involved. Like, let your security fight.
No.
Yeah, I don't
He
think
ain't
he
on
wrong for
bullshit.
really
Go get
suing
your
him.
check.
Yeah,
No, I'm
for
saying
sure.
he
Get
on.
your
No, I'm
check.
saying he on bullshit because he was the one saying on site. So you can't say on site and then want to sue. However, I'm saying the baby dumb because he had security with him. He still got involved. At some point, as the adult or as the famous person or as the talent, you have to stop putting yourself in the same situations and acting like you're innocent. Because he's got into so many fights, over the past couple of years, just done dumb shit over the past couple of years. And he always make it seem as if, well, it wasn't my fault, it was so-and-so's fault. No, sir. You swung on that man first because he was there, and you and your people then jumped him. So you gonna get sued. Because guess what? You the baby. Because you the baby, that's the main reason to not get involved in fights. Because they're going to sue you.
Somebody just said it. The baby don't have security. His niggas from the hood on payroll. And that's exactly what it is, which is why I feel like he should get sued. Like, you should absolutely get sued. Like, I don't care if he did say it was on site. We know what he meant when he said on site. He meant on site with you, not on site with you and like 5 or 6 other niggas and some random bitch that's falling all over the place and then picking up cell phones. Like, what the fuck was going on in the video, child? But here's my thing. First of all, fighting when everybody's slipping and slide on the floor, y'all all look like a whole bunch of fucking fools. The baby has repeatedly done things like this where he has wanted to fight people for every little thing. And honestly, at this point, you need to learn, like Chris Brown and everybody else needs to learn, that you have to conduct yourself differently once you become a celebrity, because people will try you just for the sake of getting a check out of you. So just like Lazy Bones said, if they mad, let them be mad, but stop paying people for them being mad at you, because that's what you're doing. Like, you're going to end up having to pay that man because you threw the first punch. It don't matter how you slice it. If you would have let him throw the first punch, then we'd be having a different conversation. But you stupid, you aggravating, and you problematic as fuck. So I think he should sue you till the cows come home, because you are disrespectful with all of them fucking teeth in your mouth, you baby bop looking ass bitch. I wanted to see you squat up in real life versus all this fake shit you do. Like, nigga got security, but will always want like act like he bout that shit. Nigga, walk around alone. Walk around alone.
Bondy just got real bad.
Cause I don't like that nigga.
It was
and I don't like, you know why?
I said, because my friend bad.
It's not that
real quick.
It's not that. It's where it went, and I felt like it needed to go to that place. But I'm tired of him. And I don't care. Even though, somebody put his peen pic in the Discord, and I'm just gonna say
that's
I hate
the one
this
I didn't
nigga.
see. It ain't a baby.
I hate this nigga. I hate this
another
nigga
man.
because that shit is impressive.
They said that
I
that ain't the baby, that's my baby.
Guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'll fuck on lame ass Safari before I deal with that abusive ass fuck nigga that's trying to stick his dick and touch your soul, also that he can later on dog you out and treat you like trash in the middle of the street.
All through the social media.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, so fuck him and his dick. I wish he choke on it. His own. No disrespect.
I ain't got nothing else to say after that.
Oh God.
All right, y'all. We're about to go ahead.
Ain't none of that.
We're going back to the baby.
No, I ain't nothing to say if they're telling him to chuck on his own dick. At that point,
It's long
right. That's simply put in the most
flawless victory.
In the best way.
Hilarious. All right, y'all. Let's talk about DJ Academics and Miss Nicki Minaj. So DJ Academics did an interview with DJ Vlad, and of course it was chopped and spliced, right? So we do have the teaser, right? And I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on whether or not you agree with the statement Academics is going to make about Nicki and her barb. So let me go ahead and play this for you guys real quick. Like, let's
just because I don't like it.
Over the years, you get into some interesting kind of beefs with various people. One of the oddest was Nicki Minaj. When she actually, goes into your DM, I know too much about your family for you to be playing with me, you hoe-ass rat. Where you at now?
Y'all forgot about it.
She said, send your number. My husband wants to talk to you. If I were you, I'd send your number because you're going to make it worse. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of cowardly. I'm going to get so-and-so to come beat you up. I heard, because remember, I broke the story about Quentin Miller getting jumped by Meek Mill's people.
Yeah.
I heard that Nicki was the instigator and all that. I heard that they were in the car together, and then they're like, "Oh, that's that motherfucker," and she was pushing me. Yeah, go ahead, get that motherfucker fucked up.
And she has the best audience in hip hop. And Nicki does a good job of not making it apparent. Like her fan base is so solid that they have this perception of her. And if anything, if she's not the victim, no one believes it.
All right, y'all just heard what Ak said about Nicki. First of all, for those of y'all that do not know, there was a point where academics claimed that Nicki Minaj had threatened him, and she sent a lot of messages to him, and that's what DJ Vlad was actually recounting, like the messages that she sent over to him about, you're a punk, you're this, you're that, whatever. You need to, hit my line. My husband trying to talk to you or whatever, right? You're gonna have to see me. So when he came out with that, it was like he got more flack for it because a lot of Nicki's barbs see her as a person that doesn't do anything wrong. It's like everybody else does things wrong, but Nicki doesn't. So I just wanted to get you ladies' thoughts on whether or not you actually agree with that statement, and if you feel like the barbs see Nicki as a flawless person that does absolutely nothing wrong.
Unfortunately,
yes. There's no way around that. As annoying as academics is and Vlad is, I think it's very clear that the barbs can somewhat be in an imaginary world when it comes to Nicki Minaj. And they're gonna be mad that I said that.
Somebody called me a hater just this week.
Oh, really? A hater?
Yeah, because I said that she was problematic for that conversation about DL men. Like, bitch, it is not 2010 or 2007 or 2005 or even 1998. She's just having real weird ass conversations with weird ass people on Instagram lately, and it always looks like, look at me, I'm picking from the bottom of the barrel so y'all can pay attention to me. Like, who the fuck? First of all, why are you talking to Soulja Boy? What the fuck does Soulja Boy have going on right now that's who you talking to?
What was she talking to him about?
I don't even, but she said to him, about them DL men, hi Soulja, and Soulja just bust out laughing like, nah, queen, we don't know about that over here. And she was like, well, I do. And I was like, who you trying to out? That was the same time the Isaiah Rashad shit came out. So I didn't know whether she was talking about him or whether they was throwing shots at somebody else. But either way, it's like, since when are we talking about DL men? Y'all, we talk about a lot of different topics all over social media all the time.
I feel like that was the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's I'm like, that is such a dated conversation. So it's like, where the fuck did you even come from with that old ass shit? And so I said that. And I said that she's always proven to be even more problematic, and now I'm always hating on her.
I feel like everybody's stands always go too far and never wants to be honest about that person's bullshit. Not just Nicki stands, but just stands all around. And because you have people who are just fans, but they still hold that person accountable. But them stands be on some bullshit. So even though academics is a whole asshole and I can't stand him, he's being actual and factual. But I feel like people who can't admit that Nicki be on bullshit about this or that are people who, that's why she act how she act. It's like she can be a whole legend still, but she still be on bullshit. So it's like, but people won't listen to that because, oh, you a hater. It's like, no, Nicki sometimes be on bullshit. Nicki sometimes may not know, it may be time to sit down. And it ain't nobody else's fault that you have not found a backup plan to have something to hold your time once you're not making music no more. It's like, that's on you. So if you around here having punk ass interviews for no reason with filters, that's on you. If you around here with your punk ass husband, going to the gang with the baby, because he ain't got no job, that's on you. But someone calling it out doesn't make them a hater, but her stands will make it seem as if you just don't want to support Nicki. Support her in doing what? What is she doing right now? I mean,
Like,
I
bitch, I
like
what
stream
you
her
said.
music. I bought her albums. I know the words to her songs. Suck my dick. I don't have to like somebody as a person because I respect their position in music. And another thing is, she has not grown as an artist. That's another thing that's disappointing. We're all 10 years older than we were when she originally came out. And there has been no real growth as a woman, as a person, as an overall production company, bitch, all that shit, as a crew, all that shit. Okay, it's just
Right.
buku, immature, stupid fucking antics. And I can't believe I agree with DJ Academics because he's a bitch. And there's that.
I just had to say, I picked up the Pink Friday perfume when I was in Ross a couple weeks ago because that Pink Friday perfume really did
Not in
hit.
Ross. Do people
Did he
still be
hit?
in
Uh huh.
Ross? Lyric
Yeah.
said, why we
never
never been in
smelled it.
Ross? I said, because I'm not broke enough to go in Ross. Let me tell you what happened. I went in Ross
Well,
one
Ross be
time.
having some deals.
Yeah,
Ross
no,
be having
I'm sorry. I went in there one time and I was like, what in the white lady is this? And walked right back out.
Uh-uh.
But it could have been the Ross in the area that I was in.
It is. It depends on area because
Okay.
Ross. I don't know if
Because
y'all
I
got
swear by
these discounts.
TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I swear by them.
Home Goods
Yeah.
is where it's at, but I only
Yes,
go to
love me some
Ross
Home.
sometimes. But Ross and Didi's is the same, and Didi's
They
is for the more
are.
hood locations,
Who
They
is
so
are.
they
Didi?
buy
I don't have that.
Didi's discounts. It's
Yes.
like a rainbow. Think about Ross and Rainbow mixed together. That's Didi's
Okay.
discounts.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the area that you're in. If you go to a nicer area, then your Ross will be like trying to bite off of Home Goods. But if you go to like a bad area, then they're gonna have like the USA Polo Association type
For sure.
stuff,
For sure.
the off-brand, the
Girl.
Calvin Klein made for Ross type stuff.
It was
But
bad.
yeah,
I walked around that bitch like you know how you walk in and you do the loop around the stove. I did the
Mm.
loop around that motherfucker and I was like, this is not for me. I
This
am
ain't
not for
it.
this. And I've never been to Ross
Embarrassing.
ever since. And Lyric was like, why we don't go in Ross? I said, because I'm not broke enough to go. I'll go
We
I
in
don't
will
have
Rainbow
say
Ross.
though.
they have
Stupid
We
ass.
good.
don't have Ross here, so I don't know what that is.
Oh, really? Interesting. Ross
We
has
have Marshall and
good.
TJ Maxx. We don't have Ross.
Somebody said they went into a Ross in New Orleans, and I'm so right. Okay, so it's not me really
Damn.
being snooty, but the
That's
store just don't
interesting.
be hitting in my area. Gotcha.
Thank you, Amadou, for the super chat. SHI went downhill for her
I'm
after
not.
Cardi B blew up.
It was before Cardi.
No,
Nicki wasn't
Nah, I
really.
but
feel like it was when Cardi came. It was when Cardi came because that's when people start feeling
it
like
was
people wanted to
before with the
defeat the
It was
queen.
antics.
before.
It was
I feel
before
like it
with
was
the
before.
antics, but I think
Yeah.
she solidified that she was a sore loser. Cause with Cardi, she would keep moving the goalposts. First, Cardi ain't shit because she don't have no awards or no accolades. Shout out to Nene. And then she got them, and now they don't matter.
Or
So
she got
it's
him
just,
because of
Help me.
payola.
huh?
Right.
Yeah. Sympathy and payola. Shout out to Tasha K. I said, bitch, if you don't get off my line with this bullshit, no. Let me tell y'all something. If anybody ever tells you that the reason for something is sympathy and payola, they lying. They lying to you. Just know
Idiot.
if they ever say that, they lying.
It was
They
all a
lying to y'all.
lie.
Nobody ain't supporting no damn artist for no fucking pity. What is you talking about? People
But
not
if they
nice
were,
enough for that.
this is the thing. If they were, Nicki albums would sell. If people supporting someone for sympathy and payola, Nicki wouldn't be the one saying, I ain't gotta be number one, on the records because I'm not. That's fine. But your fans don't support your music, mama. That's what you should be mad at. That ain't who
Help
ain't help you go
me.
number one. So
I'm
it's
gonna tell
like
you what
Nicki be the
bothered me.
one like, I don't know. Well, it's your fans failing. Your fans are failing you, Nicki.
I'm gonna tell you what really annoyed me is that I noticed that there are blogs that specifically post stories about Nicki Minaj and they don't post that type of content about anybody. Oh, this album from 5 years ago just went triple quadruple platinum.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. So
she just
funny.
got this random fucking award that ain't nobody ever heard of before. Post another fucking time that she just
Giving
broke a
contracts,
record. I'd be
giving
like,
leads.
yes, it's given. I'm paying the blogs to post positive stories about me. And this is what I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have respect for that amount of fakeness. Y'all want to talk about somebody fake? Then having paid blogs, having, muscling and bullying people when you don't like what they have to say about you. Even before she got with that nigga, I remember when that journalist said something she ain't like about the girl, she got the girl fired and all of that. Like,
and that's why I stopped following them. I know that's what you're talking about. One blog got carried away with the contracted post, and then it just got into a lot of the bullshit. So I was like, nah, I can't follow them because y'all not really spilling
was it
tea.
the neighborhood talk?
Wasn't them.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't them.
Which
It's
one
Jamie.
is it?
It's Jamie's face for
I'm
me.
talking about the Shade Room.
Because it's neighborhood talk too. I think it's neighborhood talk. Is it Shade Room too?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Shade Room. They did it first.
Yeah, it's a couple of them that you notice. Like, why? How many times y'all gonna post that she, got this? Like, what the fuck is we talking about? Like, what? It just be out of nowhere. Just like when Jocelyn's Cabaret make it to the blogs, it's because somebody paid for it to make it to the blogs, because ain't nobody watching that shit because y'all ain't paying for Zoops. What y'all talking about?
Thanks for the super chat, Kelly. Go ahead.
Nikki gotta go sit down some damn where. And I'm also the blogs who is being paid to not only post about Nikki, but for like D-list celebrities. That aggravates me too. I be like, why are y'all posting so-and-so's comment? I'm like, who gives a fuck?
If they post about Kanye's little ex-white girlfriend, I said we do not care.
My God, say it again.
We do not care. I be looking at Hollywood Unlocked, like, do y'all know who? I know y'all be trying to cross over, but y'all know y'all core audience don't give a fuck about this. Please stop posting this shit to us.
I be like, it's like, this is the weird thing. Y'all dated for 2 months. We don't get no fucks, like, at all. So it's weird when certain blogs post stories when someone told you to post that, because we don't get no fucks, and neither do y'all. But it make me feel like when they say, oh, post on our things, I don't want to advertise shit with y'all, because y'all will post just about any fucking thing. I don't want y'all promoting me next to the goddamn detox teas. I don't want me next to the goddamn coochie pearls. It's like, no. I do my own shit. So I'm like, y'all really be posting stuff.
24-year-old real estate investor completely changed his life.
Made $8 million by posting $50 cash apps on his IG. It's like, bitch, I don't care. Or what I hate. No, what I hate is how to make $1 million in 2 days. It's like,
don't throw no shade when y'all see Ooh Ladies First Panel big on YouTube.
Yeah.
On your favorite blog post. Don't be surprised.
We're gonna eventually start paying them hoes. Just know we're gonna start paying them.
It's gonna come.
But I also feel like Jocelyn's content is terrible, so I don't care. It's terrible. Y'all, I'm sorry. I have to watch your review, Jamie, of Jocelyn's Cabaret, because bitch, I'm still not over wet, popping backwards, looking like the lady from I'ma Get You Sucker. Remember when that lady started pulling off all her body parts? So I'm gonna get you sucker. She pulled her ass off, she pulled her titties off, she pulled the leg off, she pulled one arm off. She had no wig.
Be one of the scariest characters that I've seen.
I'm gonna have to watch the season this weekend because I'm gonna stand.
When I tell you Wet is the MVP. Shout out to Wet.
I can't stand her.
Shout out to you, Tasha. Because I hope
Gaia is the MVP for me.
Fuck Gaia. I don't like her. No.
I like
Wet is the MVP. You know why? Because the Lord was really covering Wet. The Lord felt like Gaia is the devil and he just don't fool with her. So whatever happened is on her. That's why she needs to know how to wrestle. But Wet, the Lord was on Wet's side. When that girl ran up on her and fell, and then she looked like she could have beat her ass, but then she fell. Then the other girl sprained her wrist trying to hit at the girl, and then Kate Capri.
I'm mad that Jocelyn called that girl EJ, because now I don't even know her name.
No, she definitely looks like her name Capri. Kate Capri. Kate Capri lost all her nails, had a scratch under her eye, and she kept trying to fight that girl and was never getting the leg up. You twice her size, and you still never beat her ass. She kept talking about you beat her. I said just as much as you was hitting her, she was hitting you. You may not have felt it because your adrenaline was going, but you did not beat her up. The fact that she was she was twerking right
She
after
did it.
y'all fought. Y'all, when she was twerking, it was going backwards, bitch. I died every time.
I laughed, but I can't stand her ass. I was so here for old girl that started tagging Raven. Raven got more hits on her ass than anybody.
Raven was
Thank you
fire
so
as
much,
fuck.
Asada, for the super
I
chat.
just-
Hello, beautiful ladies. Did you hear Nick Cannon wants Mariah Carey back?
Go to
I've
hell.
heard that.
That's
I
not what
did
he
Go to
wanted.
hell. Go to hell. He been lying this
Mm.
whole time. Anyway, wet. The thing that killed me though was that like even when she got in that fight with Gaia thought she was gonna scoop her easy, but once she was ready, she knew what to do. So
That was
when Gaia tried to swoop her the first time, she was hitting that hoe in the head so
She
fucking
struggled.
hard. She couldn't, she fell down at first
Mhm.
and couldn't swoop her. That's how she ended up
I
getting her
felt
on the side. And then they
Yep.
both just fell. And that's how she
Yep.
ended up falling on top of Wet. But she didn't win
I
that
ain't
fight.
giving Wet that one. I ain't giving Wet that. I ain't giving Wet.
Ooh,
Man, Wet
Really?
was around there
I'm
like she
giving
really
Wet
did
that
something.
one.
I
I ain't
heard
giving
her.
Wet.
The hits
I
in
want
the
Wet
head
to
were
go
like,
home to her children. Because how you over there and got
Nah.
your titties done, but you've been staying in a shelter for 2 years? I want Wet to go figure out her
how old
life.
are those titties though?
Well, I'll tell you
She said
how.
she had
Because
just
the
got
titties is
them.
made of concrete.
Didn't she
The
say she
titties
had
is made
just
of
got them a few
concrete.
months ago? No,
That's
not
the same
concrete.
thing as let me say she thought that was the investment
I'm
so she could
rolling.
make more money. You see her skinny little body. She probably felt like I could make more money if I got bigger titties. You know them girls. Once somebody done fucked on them too early, they just start using sex as a wallet. You know, their pocketbook is a real pocketbook, bitch. They make deposits and withdrawals, girl. She do need to go be with her
Y'all
kids,
funny.
but K Capri, I want to know what happened with your ex-girlfriend because now that we see how crazy your fucking ass is, I'm wondering did the girlfriend make it out all right?
That's all the energy she was giving to Wet. The energy from
Mhm.
losing, being annoyed by her, and the fact that she broke up with her girlfriend beat her tail. And all that hollering that Capri was doing. I was
When
like, okay,
she
I
said
like
she
you, but you get
wanted
on my
to stick
nerves.
the dick down her throat until she
Is
choked
she
and
gonna
died, I said, no, bitch, you don't have no. Your dildo should not do that. That's too much. Go
That
to
is too much.
hell.
We done went right
I'm
on back
glad
to
she
TV
got hit.
chat.
I'm glad she got hit in the eye with that can though. I'm not gonna like Lollipop was like, I was so glad when that shit hit her face.
I
I
do not like
agree.
her. You
I
agree? I was
agree.
like, oh, I can't stand Lollipop.
Listen,
I was
I
like,
like when she said that because I was tired of K Capri as you was trying to do all of that because that girl was smaller than you. Amber was just as fucking aggravating, and you never had all that energy for her. And that bitch
she
complained and whined for
didn't.
hours, and you
Even when
never
they was
popped
in
off on her.
Even when they was cleaning up, remember how she looked at her like, I know the hell you did. Remember she did that, but she never said
Never
anything
said
to
nothing because she
Amber.
knew that Amber was gonna beat that ass, big or not. You knew Wet was so much smaller than you that you thought that you was gonna be able to punk her and get your frustration out on that girl, but then she hit you in your face with that fucking aim. Talk about I threw a liquid, you threw a solid. No, you didn't. You threw a whole water bottle at her. It just so happened that the water bottle was open, so the splash went on her. But the other girl too. That's why I didn't give a fuck about Raven. I was glad that Raven fell. I was glad that Diamond arm was fucked up because all y'all was trying to jump that girl, and she may be annoying. But I'm sorry, anybody that refuses to let somebody crush their spirit, no matter how hard they try, I have to respect. And I felt like that's what she was doing. I'm sorry, that's what she was doing in that moment. She would not let them hoes crush her spirit, and I just had an appreciation for it.
I can't. Girl. No, she was getting. What I do hate is that she did like nobody really fully like they hit her, but they didn't get her how I really wanted them to get Wet because she was hella annoying. Like she's my least favorite character. I do
I
not
only
like that
wanted
girl.
the
I can't
first
believe
person
you
to get
saying that.
Wet
That's your
Wet.
least
When
favorite
everybody else
character.
And Lollipop
Wet
fake as
Wet is my
hell.
least favorite, and then Guy is my second least favorite.
I like Gaia with the ignorant antics, like talking about the Bible. Then gonna sit up there talking about she gonna press assault after she done threw this girl on the ground. She gonna go and press charges for assault if they let Wet touch her. I said, not you
I'm gonna
doing
just
that after
say
you done threw
Gaia
this girl
has
to the
kids
ground.
too. Gaia has a daughter too. And to me,
Oh God.
Gaia's
Oh, did
attitude
she
is
say
more
that?
dangerous. She has a daughter. From what I understand, her energy is more problematic and dangerous to me than Wet to her kids. Wet might be problematic, but you're not gonna get this type of dark delusion. Like Gaia is dark to me. At first, I thought she was just
Yes, she is.
bullshitting. But then I
Nah.
realized, no, bitch, you dark as fuck. And I don't like her energy. Her
Really?
energy reads as like low-key evil, but then you know, I'm pretty and I know how to act like a
Yes.
crazy person. But like, think about it. She was hiding under the fucking desk.
But she wanted to be seen.
She did. That's
I
why I
feel
feel like
weird
And then her
watching
everybody
this
titties was
show.
out. Why are your titties out? You weren't fighting anybody.
I feel weird watching this show because I feel like it's giving exploitation of women with special needs or drug babies in the most respectful way, because the shit that they be doing on this show just don't make no sense at all. And I'll be like,
Exactly.
y'all missing some marbles.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, you ain't about to make me feel like Kay Capri is not as bad. Like, she's the worst to me. Kay Capri is the worst. You're a fucking
she's gotten
bully.
so annoying.
You're a fucking bully. You fucking crazy. And then when it was over, you didn't want to stop because you mad that she had the audacity to fight back and not lose. Talking about,
Right.
oh, she threw a can. Bitch, you need to be lucky that she ain't hit you upside the head with that bottle, because that's what I said. As soon as her big ass was climbing over that seat towards Wet Wet when they was on the bus, before anything even happened, she mad Wet Wet posting online. Girl, what the fuck that got to do with you? Let the producers be mad at her.
Right. Yeah. But you remember I said that in my review. When she was climbing over the seat, it was straight giving intimidation because she's bigger than her. And I was
Yes.
like, Miss Capri, you better know how to fight. Why you telling this girl she better know how to dance? You better know how to fight.
And she
And
did,
ain't
because
no
she ended up on the
way.
floor several times.
That's what I was confused about. I was like, you
She
really
kept
ain't get
ended up on the
no.
floor.
I hate it.
You
I
big
hate
uncoordinated bitch.
it. I
Big
hate it.
lanky ass uncoordinated dinosaur shaped bitch. Let me tell you something. She had I mean, a lot of, let me tell you something. I don't like the show because I feel like they didn't pick anybody that would be a good dancer. They didn't pick anybody with a beautiful body, and that's no disrespect. Like, I'm for the exception of Gaia, but she's so fucking crazy that y'all picked her because she was crazy, not because she had a beautiful body. Wet body is deflated. Oh girl, Amber ass cheeks deflated.
Capri's titties, no ma'am.
Deflated.
No ma'am. And then said that
And
she
it
told me
was,
she got some pretty ones. I said, no ma'am.
and why was she walking around naked that whole screaming and howling in the dressing room with no clothes on? You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like a lot of the girls are not even that attractive in the first place. So I know you did not choose them for a cabaret, because none of these hoes' bodies are that attractive. Like, what? Like, god damn, I've never seen so many deflated ass cheeks in my life. Sorry, y'all, but if you have a deflated ass cheek, don't be a stripper. Do something else. Go sit on your ass at a desk. But don't make
Please.
money off the presentation of your body if you don't put work into your body. Just saying.
Well, I guess we can just shut it down right there then, guys. Okay?
You say some of them are attractive. Who?
Who?
Who's attractive? Name one.
He said
Raven?
beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Okay, in your eye then. Because in my eye, ain't none of them hoes that nice looking. And I feel like they pick struggle bitches for the purpose of being able to
It is a majority of struggle
over them.
girls.
I
It's a
said that
majority of
guy had a
struggle
beautiful
girls.
body, but she was crazy. I said that. I said that they chose her because she was crazy, not because her body was pretty. Yeah, but also Raven don't want to be a dancer. Raven wants to be an entertainer. She up there pretending to be Nicki Minaj with her titties out, and she not even that good of a fucking dancer. Once again, still not a dancer.
Oh my God.
Her ass was nice though, but she's too much of a follower. I ain't like the way every time something was happening with Diamond, here she come. I'm glad you fell.
Well,
alcohol. I don't care.
that wraps up the Ooh Ladies First panel. We thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Okay, please be sure to follow us on Twitter as well as Instagram. You can follow us at Ooh Ladies First. Okay, also be sure to follow all of the ladies individually: Bondy Blue, Jaylee's Corner, Jami ThatsMe, and Necey Dixon on all social media platforms. Okay, we appreciate you guys. Next week we will be over on Necey's channel, so make sure you skedaddle and get right on over there. Am I right? It's Necey, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Wait,
perfect.
no,
All right.
no.
It's
It's
TVG.
Jaylee. Oh,
Is it Jaylee?
I feel like it's
remember, I'm not here next week, so we got to figure out if we're gonna take a hiatus or y'all gonna do the show.
Well, just make sure you guys are following all of us, okay? Be sure to follow all of us so that you will get the notification for whoever's channel is going to be on next week, okay? Possibly, maybe not. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Go ahead and hit the like button on your way out. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.